Good morning and welcome to USA Climbing's North American Cup Boulder semifinal here in Vail, Colorado. I'm Ahmed Touré, joined by athlete, Canadian, and all-around great guy, Victor Baudron.
Hey.
How you doing, Victor?
I'm doing great. It's a good morning here in Vail.
Oh, we're psyched to have you, man. Well, over the last 48 hours, we've had 200 climbers from all over the country go through an insane qualifying round. Victor, would you say that round was pretty hard?
It was a good one. The setters really turned up and cooked up some good boulders. There was a lot of tops, actually. Surprisingly, 6 tops to make it into the semifinals. Or maybe it was 5 for the men and then 6 for the women. It was a good show. The hold selection is crazy. Mm-hmm. You guys will see there's some new features coming out here at the North American Cup. Some clear holds. I bet you guys have seen them, but
yeah, very excited about that. Yeah. Well, like I said, 200 athletes from the other day, or from the past 2 days, competed, and now we are going to watch our top 20 men and women fight for a top 6 position and a ticket to this evening's Boulder final. Victor, any other opinions about yesterday's round and like maybe what you see on the boulders right now?
So there was actually it was 2 days of competitions for the qualifiers. Mm-hmm. Yesterday was Thursday or Friday?
Yesterday was Friday. Yeah, it gets a little muddled in here, I guess.
So the girls started on Thursday. There was a round in the afternoon. It was really hot. Some of those competitors got to rest on Friday, but some chose to climb yesterday on Friday.
All right.
And so their skin is probably a little low. Energy's maybe a little lower too. And after talking to the route setters, they told us that the boulders are hard today.
Okay.
So we'll see what they have to offer, you know.
It's going to be a battle.
Yeah, it will be a battle. It will.
Yeah, from start to finish, it seems. Yeah. All right. Well, folks, with 20 seconds left on the clock, we are about to get our first athletes out on the wall. So stand by for that, and here we go in 10 seconds. And we'd like to take this moment to thank our USA Climbing partners, the North Face, YETI, Intermountain Health, EP Climbing, TruBlue, Audibles, and Petzl. We'd also like to thank our GoPro Mountain Games partners, Discover Vail, Terex, Celsius, GMC, Nature Valley, Vail, Optimum Nutrition, Isopure, BF Goodrich, Mountain House, Avonton, Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, Pacifico, Purina Pro Plan, Polaris, Oakley, Carbon Drive, Gumotex, YETI, OFOS, and the U.S. National Park Service. And now, into the action. First climbers out on the wall, we've got Ava Walsh and Francesco Militari. All right. Well, Victor, what do you make of these boulders right here on boulder number 1?
So, like we said when we were going through them, it's like a really committing first 2 boulders for these athletes. It's like a wake-up call. It's like, hello.
Yeah. Did we wake up this morning?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So you can see these are the clear feature holds that we were talking about just briefly.
That's right. I know we've definitely seen these in some World Cup events, but I have not quite seen them in the North American Cup Series boulders yet, so I'm very excited to see these.
Have you ever felt them before?
I actually have not. I was hoping to get a little touch a little before the round, but somebody caught me.
They're pretty slippery. They're surprising.
Yeah.
Like you think that your skin is like a little moist and will like stick to them at all, but with chalk, it just slips right off.
Oh wow! All right.
And it makes for a really cool movement. Like you have to be precise and maybe more on your feet.
That's right. Oh yeah, for sure.
Even if they look like jugs, it's not that, you know.
Exactly. You're wanting a little bit more friction on the feet, and of course you're going to need to pull a little bit. But it does seem like Francesco is going a little low on those. On those feet. Staying low.
Wow, that was interesting data. The one jump.
Valiant attempt from Francesco Militari. Don't forget about Ava Walsh on boulder number 1 over here. Looks like we've got a pretty slow, delicate start here.
Nice.
And Ava seems to make it up. Unfortunately, Francesco's called off the wall again. I was talking a little bit with Ava in the back. She had a very interesting qualifying round herself yesterday. Had a buzzer beater on boulder number 5, got her to squeak into the semifinal. Very impressive. we were talking in the back, and she's very happy to be here. But I think she came up with a new phrase. She's going to alpha these boulders.
Wow, that's sick.
I love the phrase, honestly. I'm a big fan.
It is good. Having a good positive attitude like that really sets you up.
Absolutely. All right, we got some cheers for Ava Walsh in the crowd there. And
nice.
Francesco manages to stick it. But unfortunately will not get credit for the zone, so he did not put his hand on it.
Seems like that position is a little less uncomfortable than we thought.
A little bit, yeah. I think as long as you bring those hips really far into that dihedral there, you're pretty safe.
Yep.
Oh. Come on, Francesco. Let's see it.
It's a tough call with these first dynamic moves. When you're maybe slipping a little bit all over the place, it's the first boulder. Like, how many attempts do you give? You know, it's always like, oh, like you want to give more attempts to figure out the move, but that can maybe lead to a little downfall later in the round.
That's right.
Like mentally tire you out. Strategy. Oh, nice.
Not to mention, I mean, just the attempt count as well. I mean, that does count against you every single time, and if you're going to do it in more attempts than the other athletes, it does put you in a bit of a precarious position. So these are the decisions all these athletes need to make.
I always feel like I have a hard time, especially on the first boulder. Like, I just want to throw myself at it. And then I realize maybe second boulder, oh, I'm a little tired. I need to make sure my attempts count.
Yeah.
So,
Victor, I've seen you climb. It seems like sometimes you let the fun that you're having get away with you. Oh, my goodness. And Francesco Military making moves on boulder number 1.
it doesn't seem like he's wanted to use this little white foot.
Not quite. Trying to stick the heel hook. Will Francesco get it? This is a very difficult move. The route setters did mention that this was a bit of a test piece. They wanted to do like minimal holds and just see what these athletes could do. Oh, looks like Francesco's doing something a little different. And fantastic effort from Francesco Military and Ava Walsh. Wow, yeah, these boulders are hard right out the gate. And that's a good semifinal as far as I'm concerned.
For sure.
All right, and up next we have Annika Shoemaker and Hugo Dorval on boulder number 1.
I've been competing with Hugo for a long time.
About to say, yeah, Hugo is from Canada as well, and I met him a few times. Very, very nice boy.
Yeah.
Annika as well. I've known her coach for a very long time, Andrew, and I mean, it just shows like how skilled he is with his coaching and how skilled she is with her climbing, just being here.
Where is she from?
She is from the Denver area.
Okay.
Yes.
Hugo is from Quebec.
Ah, fantastic. All right, so a French speaker. I speak a little French as well. Annika also had a bit of a buzzer beater situation in the qualifying round yesterday, I believe, on boulder number 4. Last attempt of the day, and again got her, gave her ticket to the semifinal. I think I hear Andrew in the background yelling.
Wow, it seems hard to get that left foot to stick on the volume.
Yeah, it's a very low profile volume. It doesn't really seem that way from a front-facing view, but it's quite flat right where Annika's brushing. Really, I don't know, what's your advice for that?
I would say like maybe, I'm not quite sure. I would have to keep watching to see, but maybe it's a one movement. You land the foot and go to the volume, but the volume is also really poor.
That's fair, yeah. What do you think about that little yellow crimp on the right side of that volume?
So I think that's a blocker.
Ah.
But maybe, I don't know.
Oh, well, it looks like, and looks like she's using it. Okay, and the volume.
Good say it's not a blocker.
They look really, really bad, though. It's close enough where it could be.
So it seemed like it's more of a fluid movement to get over, transition your way over to the volume.
Yeah. And Annika Shoemaker will get credit for that zone. Fantastic work from her.
Hugo also found a nice way to do his first move.
Agreed. Yeah, a little safer, a little less precarious, keeping their hand on the start there, but also is going to get credit for that zone, touching it. Fantastic.
Nice. He needs to switch his right. There you go. Turn his right foot a little bit.
All right. Hugo's looking really good, setting up for the move. Oh,
as you can see, those plastic holds, they don't stick.
They don't.
If that had texture, that would be a different story.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like a lot of these athletes would be jumping to it a lot more aggressively if it wasn't those clear holds. But wow. All right. Little rest on this. I think that's a pretty good strategy. Early on in the round, they do have 3 more boulders to complete. All right, Hugo seems to have really learned that move.
Nice.
And we'll get the zone again, going for that setup. All right, what do you think? He's going to get it?
Let's see.
Oh!
The setters were giving us a little bit of tips before the round, and Caleb said that it's actually better to go maybe left hand to that plastic hold.
Interesting.
Right hand against the wall.
Really interesting. Would they be using that white foot chip at all while they're pressing, or just pressing against the wall?
Just pressing against the wall so that you're more stood up onto that left white zone.
Oh man, I'd love to see that today.
Because as you can see, I think Hugo fell on that move 3 times now.
That's right, that's right. And Annika Shoemaker figuring it out, still on the zone, keeping her balance.
She seems like in a really good position right now. Maybe a little, if she can switch the feet. Oh,
woo.
Wow.
A little quick with that movement, but valiant effort from Annika Shoemaker and Hugo Dorval. And that'll be it for them on boulder number 1. All right, folks, looks like we're going to get more athletes out here in about 9 seconds. We're going to be welcoming back Ava Walsh and Francesco Militari on boulder number 2. And we will be welcoming Zoe Bitters and Quinn O'Franzia on boulder number 1.
Zoe Bitters also did have some sort of a small buzzer beater.
Is that
the other day?
You know what? I think I caught that a little bit the other day. Yeah, she keeps her composure very, very well in the face of all that pressure.
Totally. Okay, Quinn Francis spitting on his hands.
I saw that. That is the strategy actually with clear holds and no texture like this. You do whatever you can to get that grip.
Totally. Oh, nice. That's a new method.
Yeah, Quinn going for the palm. It seems to have been very effective getting that zone first try. All right, if we pan over to boulder number 2. Oh, looks like we've got a bit of a coordination situation. Big jumps on women's number 2 and men's number 2. Ooh, very close for Ava Walsh. Tell me, what do you think about boulder number 2 there?
For the female, I think it's going to be a powerful boulder for sure. I think actually we're going to see a lot of tops because if you look at the field, we got some pretty strong girls.
Oh yeah, and some that are very capable of jumping.
Totally.
In talking to the route setters, they did say that it's basically a jump into a campus and then just pretty simple like top after that.
Yeah.
But man, if those moves are not so powerful.
Yeah, it's also how many, like, you have to manage your tries. Again, it's a first move, dynamic move, crux. And, like, if you just keep throwing yourself at it for 2 minutes, it's going to be hard to do the top.
Absolutely.
It's maybe even going to be hard to make it stick,
That actually goes for boulder number 2 for the men as well. It's quite physical and
Totally.
very big coordination. Looks like a skate right in the middle of the wall. Wow. What a fall. I love that. Francesco Military helicoptering out. And do not forget about Zoe Bitters. She's about to go for that top. Come on, Zoe.
I think she's got this.
All right, Zoe just lining up her shot.
Oh, no. The right foot slipped on the corner of the volume.
A little bit and could not make that commitment at the very end. But you know what? She's been there once. She's got plenty of time. I think she can do it again.
What the audience can't see on the live stream is that blocks volume, the zone that Zoe was on, has a little jib on it at the corner.
That's right.
For her left foot. So it makes the jump a little easier, the last jump. Oh, wow.
Quinn Ofranzia finding a hold I don't think anybody has seen. It just gripping on what seems like the edge of one of the panels. Wow. And Francesco Military and Ava Walsh sticking the difficult moves on boulder number 2.
Nice. We might see a top.
We might see a top from Francesco Military here if he can keep it together. And incredible effort from Francesco Military. Just a little, couldn't quite get the crimp. Enough pressure on it.
For a lot of these athletes, they're not used to this 8,000 feet elevation.
That's right.
Sports action, you know?
That's right. How, as an athlete yourself, how do you find that affects you when you climb?
I mean, you're just out of breath at the end. And so I think it's even more important to manage your attempts. I feel like we've seen a lot of attempts here.
Oh, yeah.
People are just... Quinn is drinking some water. Oh, no. He's wetting his hands. He's looking at me now.
And Zoe Bitters will take the top on boulder number 1.
Amazing.
Kept her composure. Really seemed like very calm, cool, and collected. Knew what she was going to do and just did it. Love seeing Quinn just stop for a second to look at you.
Nice.
You think that's why? You just like get a little shout out for you there?
Wow, that was some try hard right there.
Yeah, I think that was, hey, Victor, watch this. Quinn Ofranzia with the top on boulder number 1. But do not forget about Francesco Military and Ava Walsh. Francesco going for the top once more. Not going to get it.
So Quinn actually washed his hands right before this try.
Oh, yeah?
And so...
Oh, was that what he was doing with his water bottle?
He skipped the zone, went completely to the second clear hold.
And was able to stick it.
Yeah.
Little moisture, that's all we need, huh?
Such an interesting set of holds. Different tactics, different techniques needed.
And it's cool to see in this round, with field as it is, how strong they are. Just employ these different techniques on these different holds and different walls. On boulder number 1, please welcome Maddie Morris and Simon Hibbler.
It's actually quite not quite controversial, but some athletes do not like the clear holds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that in a minute. I want to get the scoop on that. And on boulder number 2, please welcome back Annika Shoemaker and Hugo Dorval. Maddie Morris I've actually known for quite a while. She used to live in Houston, Texas, and has actually moved to, I believe, Denver this year. Is on the setting crew at Movement. And, it shows the setting and what she's learned on the wall and in her climbing.
Super cool. Right.
Wow, a little slow, dramatic, but she makes it work. And then Simon Hibbler not quite finding the balance on number 2.
Simon is probably one of the tallest competitors, I think,
out
here.
Facts, absolutely. I have yet to see many people as tall as Simon, but to even compete at this level. Simon almost sticks the clear hold, but I think you learn very quickly that is not going to have much friction. All right, let's see your buddy Hugo
Action, all right.
sticking sticking the big move, the big skate right in the middle of the boulder. Will he finish it? What do you think?
Hugo usually knows how to put on a fight, so.
There we go. Come on, Hugo.
And he's gotten this move relatively faster than, oh wow, right foot cross.
Seemed like he, when at least from this angle, he was more like in on the wall and then coming out as opposed to going into the wall as he goes for that move. But I believe Hugo's a really smart climber, and he'll make that adjustment.
Nice.
All right. Blinked, and Simon Hibbler will take the top on boulder number 1 with a big smile on his face. Love to see it.
I do love to see a smile, too.
Maddie Morris also making terrific progress on boulder number 2. I believe this is her 3rd attempt.
Wall angles are super cool on this.
Maddie Morris commits and will stick the finish on boulder number 1. Give it up for Maddie.
I was saying I really love how the setters play with the wall angles. Like the boulders are not straight on each panel; they kind of merge into each other. Like
yeah.
The first one for the man and the second one for the woman.
A little diversity in the terrain.
Yeah.
I think is good for everybody. All right, we've got Annika Shoemaker and Hugo Dorval on boulder number 2. They still got time, y'all. Minute 40. Giving it a little bit of rest before getting back on these powerful boulders. I think that's quite smart.
Nice. That's a stick.
Shoemaker will stick the zone on boulder number 2.
Wow.
And I think she misjudged how good that hold was going to be and slipped a little bit on it.
I think you got to get really high into the red undercling so you can get into the bicep, into the lock off.
That's right, because that thing is not quite a jug.
No,
right?
you can't stick it straight arm. All right, Hugo's at the top of this.
All right.
See what he's learned.
Let's see it.
Right, that heel was really smart. Saved him energy. He's going for the toe hook this time. Oh. Slow and steady.
Strong work from Hugo Dorval. Almost manages to stick it. We'll see if he looks like he is going to go for another burn on it. Annika looked like she did learn a little bit from that last attempt as well. Did get a little bit more of it, but not quite sticking the move.
Wow, Hugo's going to go for another attempt. I think that if I was in his position, I think I would rest.
Yeah,
just because you have 2 more boulders after.
That's right. That's right. And you know what? He does have the time to get it done. Like, let's see if he's got that confidence and can manage to keep it together.
So.
And a little dry fire. And unfortunately, Hugo will not get the top on boulder number 2. Valiant effort, though. Yeah. And love watching him climb.
Attempts to time management is probably one of the hardest things to dial in as a competitor.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you can be the strongest and most skilled, but if you're just using attempts like nothing, like, it's going to be hard to complete the whole semifinals.
Absolutely. All right, up next on boulder number 1, please welcome Amelia Callanan. She's also from Canada. Not exactly sure when or where, but you know, she did walk by the booth. I wanted to confirm that her name was, in fact, sounded like that. Never know if you're going to have a little French accent on there.
She's from Ottawa, Ontario.
Ottawa. All right, fantastic. And then also on boulder number 1, we got Eric Smeal. On boulder number 2, please welcome back Zoe Bitters and Quinn O'Franzia. And on boulder number 3, Ava Walsh and Francesco Militari. You know, speaking on that time management, if we go back to the qualifying round for a little bit, I believe that is also just something that a lot of these athletes kind of either struggle or, you know, have to deal with, is just the lines that end up accumulating in the qualifying rounds.
Totally. It's hard to, I mean, it's good practice. Your attempts have to count.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, you have to wait another 15, 20 minutes, you know?
Exactly. In some cases, that is the case. You won't even get back on before time runs out.
But that's for the scramble round. Now this is where the real competition is.
Exactly. Everybody's got their 4 minutes to shine.
It's such a different mindset, such a different game. It's like I really love semifinals because anybody can shine.
That's right.
There's a little bit more pressure. The boulders are more showy, and the underdogs can shine. They can
Absolutely. I can't tell you how many semifinals I've seen where the last place person will just jump and make it into the final.
Amelia's usually really good at slab. Let's see if she can pull this one off.
Looks to be managing this one pretty well.
I think it's her second attempt, first, maybe second. The first move, stabilizing, seems to be sneaking in an attempt for these women.
Absolutely, it's one of the. I believe it's actually just one of the hardest moves on there is just establishing in the first place.
Seems like she's got it figured out.
All right, let's take a look at boulder number 3.
That's right.
We've got Ava Walsh and Francesco Military on those boulders. Oh, fantastic burn from Zoe Bitters.
Good top from Amelia.
All right, Amelia, quick work on boulder number 1.
Super quick work. I think that's the fastest top we've seen so far.
I think so.
Second try, or... All right, let's go back to boulder 3.
Yes, all right, let's take a look at that. Very physical boulder from the men, looks like, and the women for that matter. Looks like we're kind of matching things.
So what you guys can't see is, for the women, the right foot is... Oh, she's going for the pogo.
And you know what? That's probably why she went for that. Victor was just mentioning. Go ahead with the foot.
Yeah, so the right foot is a fully Dultex capped foot, so it's really not that great. The setters were like, uh-oh, maybe this is not the one you should use, forcing the pogo.
Right, and that's all of those blue holds as well. So if you just watched, you saw Ava took a little bit of a fall going for the zone volume. And honestly, it's just because that is a no textured foot and slipped right off of it. It's going to be really hard to get that pressure.
And then for the men, that right hand crimp is really poor. I think it's like half a pad.
It is unbearably tiny. In talking to the route setters, they describe this as crimp power.
Crimp power.
Crimp power.
Electric.
Do you have that crimp power? Need very strong fingers for men's number 3. As soon as you get out of that, out of the first bit and going for the zone, like you're just back on crimps. It does look like we discussed this a little bit earlier that there's potential for a coordination move on boulder number 3, but in talking to the route setters, they described it as an electric move. So just a very physical lock off with the right arm. Catching the sloper.
That's at the zone.
And correct? Yes, exactly. And then just locking off hard, grabbing the sloper, and then possibly flipping the hand into the other crimp. Honestly, as they described that to me, I was just like, man, are humans capable? Are humans capable?
Brutal third boulder. Well, you can really tell that like semifinals level is different than the qualifiers, because once you get past the zone, it's not over.
No.
There's a crux to match the finish hold, as we can see with number 2 and number 3. Like,
absolutely, I believe. That's a mark of a good route setter, in my opinion. I think it's, can you keep the climber's focus for the entirety of the boulder?
That's also a characteristic of the World Cups. You think that you have your one hand on the finish hold? No, it's not over until the second hand's up there.
That's right.
So many instances where people fall matching and they just get the zone, no tops, and it's like, you needed that top.
Well, on boulder number 1, we've got Chloe Koskoy and Solomon Barth. On boulder number 2, please welcome back Maddie Morris and Simon Hibbler. And on boulder number 3, we've got Annika Shoemaker and Hugo Dorval. Well, Chloe is also a French speaker. She's her family's from France, isn't that correct? Although she does live in the Salt Lake area, so.
I love having French conversations with Chloe. I'm always surprised. I'm like, oh, I forgot you speak French fluently. Maybe better than me too.
Oh well, for sure you're both better than me. Yeah, we're gonna have to practice after the competition's over. All right, Solomon Barth just trying to figure out how to get his hips into that little corner, into that dihedral there. Maddie Morris, quick work, sticking the zone on boulder number 2.
I'm actually surprised about that move. I didn't anticipate it to be that hard. It means that red undercling is really bad.
It's not good, yeah. No, it's quite bad, in fact. And then I believe they're making them use it as a foot to step on as they grab that undercling. And that is just, honestly, in my opinion, a little mean. But that's the round.
I think if we can see the top of this boulder number 2, it's from Simon. He's really strong at.
That's right.
He's really strong fingers. Oh, nice, Chloe making quick work.
It's like we're seeing tops on boulder number 1. That's good to see. Chloe Koskoy did make very quick work of boulder number 1. But we still got Solomon Barth, Maddie Morris, Simon Hibbler, Hugo Dorval, and Annika Shoemaker on the wall.
So far, it's taken 3 tries to get boulder 1 for the woman.
All right. Looks like we might get some separation on boulder number 1 with just attempts to zone even.
Totally, that's a good prediction.
A little slip from Annika Shoemaker on boulder number 3. I believe she can make the correction, though. Seems like a move she can definitely accomplish.
Let's go, Hugo.
All right, Hugo Dorval on boulder number 3. Simon Hibbler on number 2. Simon will stick the skate. Let's see if he can keep it together and finish this boulder.
I think he has a good chance. He can find the slow.
Ooh. I don't think I would call that that slow what Simon just did, but you know what? He did almost stick it still.
I think Hugo decided to go a little slower. He got some more purchase on the last finish crimp compared to Simon's more dynamic cross.
Exactly. All right, Hugo's back on. Ooh, loses the foot. Doesn't manage to find it again, but he's still got a little time. Let's see if he can get it.
Solomon, I think, needs to, like we were talking, sink into that wall corner.
Indeed. And bring those hips in really far into the dihedral. Let's see if he can figure it out. Nice. Oh, wow. All right. Opted for the different beta, keeping the start hold.
Let's see if Simon, we got some action here. Simon's at the last move.
And, woo! Fantastic last burns from Simon Hibbler, Maddie Morris, and Solomon Barth. And then that's going to be it for Annika Shoemaker and Hugo Dorval as well.
Exciting. Now we will have all 4 boulders getting some action.
Full up, finally. Love it.
Some finished slabs to see if you can bring the heart rate down. It's a different intensity, different pace. Bouncy, technical, slower.
And like you said earlier, with the elevation and everything, it's going to definitely affect them there. Totally. So it's, can they catch their breath and get it back?
Yeah.
All right, stepping up to boulder number 1, please welcome Carly Alba and Raymond Hansen. Back on boulder number 2, we've got Amelia Callanan and Eric Smeal. Zoe Bitters and Quinn O'Franzia on boulder number 3. And then on boulder number 4, their last boulders in the semifinal, Ava Walsh and Francesco Military. All right, we're full up. We're full up, Victor.
That's a lot of action.
That is a lot of action. All right, I wish I had another pair of eyes, but you know what? We're going to make it work.
I love semifinals for that exact reason. There's always something going on.
Oh yeah, this is actually my first time anchoring in the booth. Usually I'm out there emceeing and yelling at y'all and trying to give y'all some inspiration to get to the top of the wall.
For
right?
Sure. Without you, we would not be getting up the boulders.
Oh stop! You're doing fine without me, I promise. But it's definitely a different change of pace. Usually I'm zipping, bringing my head like left to right, like trying to catch a little bit of everything. A little different with a screen in front of us, but you know what? Still a little hard. So. All right, Carly Alba staring down this boulder. Very nice start from Carly Alba.
Totally. Nice.
And Eric Smeal.
Finding that move
very quickly.
Really quickly compared.
All right, and Eric Smeal looking for the top. Can he stick it? Wow. Looks like we might get our first top on men's number 2.
Ray also making some quick work here.
I'm about to say, don't sleep on Raymond Hansen. He's gearing up for that final move. Looking pretty comfortable right now. Let's see if he can maintain that.
Oh, wow.
All right, a little far on that. I don't know, what do you think Raymond should be doing a little differently to stick that top?
I think that, like, for moves like that, especially with the clear hold being so slippery, you have to send your head. Like, think about, like, bringing your head up.
That is a great way to describe it, yeah.
So that, you can kind of compensate for the lack of, the poor foot and the poor hand.
That's right, because I did see his lower half definitely go into that dihedral, but not quite his top half. So you're right, you kind of have to headbutt the wall a little bit.
Yeah, you got to get really, really, really high.
All right, now let's check out boulder number 4, our final boulder in this set of 8. Looks like we kind of have an opposite thing going on from women's number. We got women's number 1 as a slow start into a pretty big finish. It looks like boulder number 4 for the men is quite similar.
Yeah, you have that last kind of committing move off a foot.
A little more pressy, I would say, at the very start, but aside from that, it is a very delicate walk into a massive jump.
I was kind of confused, actually, looking at boulder number 4 for the men. That getting over to that yellow foot seems tricky. Seems like there are multiple ways. Yes.
Wow.
That's one of the ways I projected. The other way was skipping the toe hook and just walking across, jumping kind of on the yellow one, and then sticking the left crimp.
Quite frankly, if style points were a thing here, that would get it. That was an incredible effort from Francesco Militari. Let's see if he can stick it. All right, all boulders are still full except for boulder number 2 for the men. Again, Eric Smeal with the only top so far on that.
Okay, 40 seconds. Can we see Ray or Carly top this?
They are in excellent positions to do so.
Boulder number 2 for Amelia seems like a skin grater. You got to be careful with your attempts because skin is an important factor.
Especially in getting boulder number 3. You know what? That was one of the best efforts on a boulder problem I have ever seen from a person.
That was a crazy scorpion.
That was so cool from Raymond Hansen. Not sticking the top, but definitely won our hearts in that moment. All right, folks, we still got a full set over here. We've got everybody on every boulder. It's going to be fantastic. Winding down, we're going to get into we're about halfway through, a little under that. Up next on boulder number 1, we've got Nakaya Sanders and Ben Wheeler.
I love Nakaya's attitude. She's always so stoked to be here.
Oh, yeah. I see her and her sister and her mom, I think, at every comp. And they never, ever hesitate to come and say hi. Like, I've seriously sat and chatted with them for like an hour and just forgot that time existed, So yeah, it's always good to see her, and I'm always rooting for Nakaya. But yeah, Nakaya is on the wall along with Leo Costanza. Apologies, Leo Costanza is on the wall on boulder number 1, and then on boulder number 2, we've got Chloe Koskoy back on the wall with Solomon Barth, Maddie Morris and Simon Hibbler on boulder number 3, and Annika Shoemaker and Hugo Dorval on boulder number 4. Nakaya Sanders and Leo Costanza making it up there. They're figuring it out.
Nakaya recently won collegiate nationals.
That's right. I was actually there the other week emceeing it. It was really cool to see.
How was it? Was it a cool comp?
That is one of the most fun comps to work at. I'll tell you. It's just a bunch of college kids. They're very rowdy. They're very rowdy. They make a lot of noise. And this competition is actually very similar. The crowd is quite electric. You see quite a few people like here, climbers, and then just looky-loos from the GoPro Mountain Games happening in the background.
Yeah.
People are here for dock dogs. They're here for like the river sports and stuff like that.
Slacklining as well.
Slacklining as well. But then they'll walk through. They'll see like this big climbing wall. They'll see these athletes doing incredible things on them, and then they just have to stop and watch.
Totally.
Yeah. All right, Maddie Morris figuring it out on boulder number 3. Can she stick the zone? Finds the heel hook. Can she keep it?
Wow.
Looks like Hugo went for the split method. And it paid off. Now let's see if he can stick the jump.
Figuring this beta out with 2 minutes, 40 seconds left, I think the last move isn't given though.
No,
I think he's gotten he's learned something from this boulder.
Absolutely.
Hope he can figure his way out.
Honestly, and looking at him right now, and let's not sleep on Annika Shoemaker. You can hear her fans out there making all sorts of noise. Annika opting for a coordination move there. We discussed that a little bit. I think it's possible, but I believe the route setters intended for them to go straight up into the blue, get a little press, and make that top a little less throwy.
Totally. It's hard though because the blue is actually higher than the yellow.
That's right.
So you're kind of incentivized to go to the yellow first.
I think that's some route setter trickery right there. And just going back to Hugo, love his strategy right now. I think he knows like he can get there again. He wants to do it. Like as soon as he gets back up there, I think he's going to rest a little bit longer, and then you know what? He's going to flip it. All right, Nakaya Sanders manages to touch the zone. Not sure if she got credit for it. There she is, getting it. And Hugo Dorval, like I said, he's going back. He does manage to stick the move. Will he get the top? And Hugo Dorval with the top on boulder number 4, making it look so smooth.
That was amazing.
Solomon Barth sticking boulder number 2, the zone. Can he finish it?
Simon also getting the zone.
And Nakaya getting the tops. It's just action all around. And with 20 seconds left, we got Chloe Koskoy going for boulder number 2 one more time. And isn't going to stick it.
Let's go, Chloe.
But she's going to go one more time. Come on, Chloe. Love these last-ditch efforts. Let's go, Chloe.
Just to get the zone. Oh, not quite.
Not quite, but very good effort from Chloe Koskoy. Well, folks, we are joined by another athlete who was climbing in the qualifying round the other day. It is Megan Lynch. Megan, how are you doing?
Oh, let's go. There's a camera.
Come on in, Megan. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no, we're happy to have you. Well, pretty interesting qualifying round the other day. I'm sure we can discuss that in a bit, maybe if there's a little bit of a lull.
Definitely.
But what do you guys think? What are you thinking about this round so far, Megan?
Well, it's definitely been sort of a low topping round, I would say. Hard boulders all around, but that's what the route setters want for semifinals. So I think that they're getting exactly what they intended for. But I'm sure that as we see some of the big heavy hitters come out last, we'll see some more tops on these untopped boulders.
All right, yeah, good to see it. Yeah, as Megan actually alluded to, these are done in reverse order. So the person that was seated 20th actually climbs first, and they will be out first. And then the first place competitor will actually be climbing last.
All right, so we've got Quinn of Francia on number 4. Let's see what method he opts for. And Zoe Bitters.
They're making pretty quick work of these boulders. Let's see. All right, Quinn's opting for a bit of a Quarto situation there.
Yeah, it looks like the slabs are athletes are getting high, but the tops are hard to come by.
That's what we were saying earlier, totally.
Eric Smeal, yeah, looking to do another little Quarto on, what is that, boulder number 3, that's right. What do you think in seeing that? Do you think that's going to work, Victor?
Boulder number 3?
Yeah, do you think that Quarto could possibly work for Eric?
I'm not sure. I didn't check Eric's beta. I was focused on Quinn.
There's a lot going on, that's fair. Yeah.
And we got potential top from
That's right.
Wheeler.
That's right. On boulder number 1, we have Ben Wheeler and Ava Koptanovich.
Very good top.
Ben Wheeler with a quick top on boulder number 1.
Seems like so far you need to get number 1 because the rest of the boulders for the men are really cooked.
That's right. If you're going to have any hope of making it into the final, it looks like boulder number 1 is one of those boulders you just have to get.
Ray is on the top of boulder 2 right now. We'll see if he tries the toe hook or just crosses through.
Raymond Hansen.
He eats those crimps.
He really does. Look at him even setting the foot up.
Let's go.
Looking incredibly calm on that boulder. All right, Raymond Hansen looking really good. With the top on boulder number 2, that's going to be a big deal.
The second or third top of that boulder?
Second so far.
Nice.
Yeah, only Eric and Raymond so far.
Oh, wow. Carly making quick work of this jump. We have not seen the top of boulder number 2 yet for the female, or someone getting this red hold.
Carly is doing something a little different there I haven't seen yet with the knee bar, like on the start and the blue. Seemed to give her a little bit of rest and take a little bit of pressure off of her shoulders. Give her a little bit more for the setup and the move.
Megan, what do you think for the beta for this women's number 2? I was thinking it seems really hard to hold the left red and the right yellow hold. Maybe it's like a 1-2, like
to like the top of the volume.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could see it. There's definitely chalk prints on the far right side of the volume as well as the top left side. I think you have to get super high in your left hand and then stab that foot on the dual text. But I definitely foresee someone's going to do it with both hands at once.
Yeah.
On both sides, you're saying?
No, like under and right hand on the side of the volume.
I see. That, yes, okay, that made a little bit more sense to me. I'm like, oh my. That volume is a pretty low profile. In order to match that on top, that would be pretty hard.
I think keeping your hand on the yellow might keep you a little bit too far down in your shoulders.
All right, well, let's see what Carly makes of this.
Quinn's also working his way across on the slab.
Let's see if he's learned this move.
It was really impressive to see Hugo's split bait on this.
It really was. It did save him in the end, I believe. And that rest, actually, I think that was probably the smartest thing he's done for the day.
He figured it out, gave a good 1-minute rest, and then just sent.
Yep, absolutely. He knew he could do it and executed. All right, let's see if Zoe Bitters can do the same here on boulder number 4. She's been up there a couple of times.
This last move for the woman number 4 seems very committing.
Yeah, it's just so high, that blue hold, like you mentioned earlier. But she looks like she's figuring that out, or let's see, maybe it's a little too late, but she's getting back on. Last boulder, you might as well go all out.
Definitely. Unfortunately, 10 seconds on a slab is definitely not an optimal time.
Not great.
Oh, Quinn's opting out for the beta. I was kind of hinting at that jump over, land the yellow foot.
Love to see the scramble at the end, even if you don't think that you can really make it up there in time, you still just try your very best. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Well, Megan, let's introduce these next two folks, but then I'd love to hear about the qualifying round yesterday and what you thought about all that. On boulder number 1, please welcome Nora Chi and Max Daly. On boulder number 2, please welcome back Nakaya Sanders and Leo Costanza. On boulder number 3, we got Chloe Koskoy and Solomon Barth. And then on boulder number 4, Maddie Morris and Simon Hibbler. So yeah, Megan, how was that qualifying round yesterday?
So the qualifying round, I actually competed Thursday night with some of the girls, and then yesterday on Friday, another group of girls climbed in the morning, and then 2 groups of men climbed in the afternoon to the evening. And it was pretty interesting to see some of the boulders were actually pretty similar. They kept a lot of the girls' skeletons and then just tweaked the boulders slightly to make the men's versions. But then there were some boulders that were completely redone.
I did see that. Boulder number 4 was a little bit of
yeah. And then they definitely, we had a boulder 8 over here on the slab where Nora's climbing right now. And the girls' version was pretty hard, and then they blocked the holds for the men. So they definitely made it a lot harder.
Fantastic. Maddie Morris manages to stick the top blue hold. Will she find the top on boulder number 4? And like you said, Victor, it does not let up. Just because her hand is on there doesn't mean she got the top yet.
Nice.
And now she does.
Nice. Super impressive top. That's 2 tops in the round for Maddie.
That is 2 tops in the round for Maddie Morris. Very impressive work. I think, I don't know, what do you think? Is that going to be enough?
Putting her in first place so far, it's still a lot of strong competitors
still
to go.
Still a lot of climbers to come. And
That's
I don't
right.
believe that she's zoned on the 3rd boulder. So I think all zones are going to be important with 2 tops.
Facts, absolutely.
Right. Nora's getting close on this women's 1.
That's right. Oh, getting a little more settled on that blue foot. I think we got a little better angle on that for the audience.
Yeah, tiny little foot on the very tip of the volume. But then when they come up with their right foot, they're just standing simply on the volume alone.
All right, got a little better position, it looks like, on that thing, giving a little bit of a rest. I think she knows that last move is quite committing.
Yeah, it also takes a lot of work to get up to this move, and it takes a lot of your time, so definitely better to be a little cautious on this slab.
All right.
Simon's over there in the full split bait on number 4.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Yep, all right, using that height to his advantage. All right, let's see if he can manage to use this tiny foot on the left to make this jump and stick this last move. And Simon Hibbler.
2 tops for Simon.
Yeah.
Seems like that's what you need, I think, to maybe squeak in 2 tops.
I definitely think so.
At the very least, it seems like so far. We're only halfway through this round,
Very
so
true.
we've still got the top half.
Anything can happen. Only 6 make it to finals, so.
That's right, and it doesn't, just because we got our top 10 coming out, we've seen things flip, so it doesn't mean they're not going to need a battle out here.
Yeah. I do think that these boulders are pretty hard, though, because Chloe right now is on boulder 3, a very, very powerful, strong climber, and I don't think she's zoned yet, so hopefully we can see that on her next go. But the route setters definitely gave the climbers a challenge at hand.
That's what we want, though, right, as a competitor?
Definitely.
Right?
That's the best kind of round you can ask for.
It's always frustrating a little bit when all the boulders get topped and
oh, well, yeah, when you're thinking about after the fact,
Exactly.
like, coulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda done this. Yeah.
Wow, Saul's getting the zone on men's number 3 right now.
wow.
Oh, wow. All right. Looks like he was opting for that electric beta the route setters were talking about.
Nakai went for the undercling right hand to the volume slap.
Oh, I missed it. Was she close?
I would say she was pretty far out, but maybe she'll dial it down, learn it. She has, she's
Looks like
calling
she's
it.
going off the mats.
We were talking about time management earlier. It's so difficult managing your times when the boulder is really hard and the first moves are cruxy, you know?
Yeah.
Nakaya and Saul are pretty seasoned competitors. Like having them walk away that early, I think, was just a a strategic move on their part for sure. Chloe Koskoy manages to find the zone on that.
Nora Chi might squeak a buzzer beater right here.
She's got to go.
Oh, not quite.
So close.
Not
Nora.
quite up enough on the jump.
Yeah, time management is really key. I would say a lot of the competitors come out and brush and sequence in their first 30 seconds, but it's hard with these power boulders because when you're falling so low, you want to go again, but the route setters are kind of tricking you into that. Like, you need your power, you need to rest, but you want to just get back on, on. So it's definitely interesting to see every competitor's strategy and how much rest is kind of enough for them.
Of course. On boulder number 1, please welcome Alexandra Inglaterra and Xander Waller. On boulder number 2, we've got Ava Koptanovich and Ben Wheeler. On boulder number 3, Carly Alba and Raymond Hansen. And on boulder number 4, Eric Smeal and Amelia Callanan.
Yeah, so at this point in the round, we're just haven't seen tops yet on men or women's 3 and women's 2.
That is correct. Yep.
It's cool to see Xander here. I talked to him briefly. He's been dealing with some little injuries here and there.
Yeah, it's been a while since Xander's been at a USA-sanctioned competition like this, so it's cool to see him back out here.
You know, I actually have to agree with that. I haven't, I've seen Xander climbing since youth, so I don't know, it's been a long time I've been seeing him, but I have not seen him really this past 2 years or so.
Yeah, cool to see him back out and cruising into the semis.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he climbed so well the other day. All right, we've got Alexandra Inglaterra. I believe she's a Denver native. All right. Making it work on boulder number 1.
Yeah, on the Climb IQ team, which is Megan McDonald's youth climbing team.
I love Megan. She is one of my favorite people.
A very great coach, and I would say almost a slab wizard in terms of coaching. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Let's see if Ava can get this slab done.
Slab is becoming more and more important in call climbing these days. Nice, Xander.
All right, Xander Waller figures it out. Can he stick the top? Oh, makes it look easy.
Smooth from Xander.
Xander Waller making it work. All right, we still got Amelia and Eric on the zones on boulder number 4.
Looks like Ray's doing a shoe change on men's number 3.
That's right. A lot of these athletes do come out with a couple of different pairs of shoes, just depending on what boulder they've got in front of them.
Definitely. The start foot is pretty pancakey, so very flat, and then they're swinging their foot over to a really tiny blocked foot jib, so I think a lot of the climbers are going to want their stiff shoes.
All right, and we have a top on boulder number 1 from Alexandra Inglaterra. Got that done very quickly.
Which gives her a nice 7-minute rest before she comes back out to her next boulder.
That's right. You want that rest for sure, especially at this elevation. Ava Koptanovich is, honestly, she seems to be executing this move better than everybody I've seen so far. Oh, we might actually see somebody stick it here.
With 2 minutes left, for sure. All right, Amelia's back on the wall.
All right, yes.
See what she's learned from this
like
past try.
Ray and Carly are about to pull on their attempts.
All right, and then there's Ben Wheeler as well. A lot of action right now. We've got Ava Koptanovich going for
close.
A little bit of a coordination dyno there.
Ray's up in the zone on boulder 3. This move looks super.
Wow.
All right, let's see. What is he going to do?
Such a hard move.
That is such a hard move. That sloper seems so impossibly far. Megan, what's your take on boulder number 3 for the men? What does Ray need to do?
Honestly, that move just looks super hard. I kind of envisioned what he was going for with starting in a lock-off position, but then I think they need to hit the left and possibly flip into the right hand undercling that's a little bit above zone.
All right, it looks like we're all in agreement here on that one. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe a little arm swing with his left hand to really get his momentum a little bit because those crimps are small and the left foot is high and not that great. We'll see.
Yeah, probably the most powerful move for the men in the round for sure.
All right, give it up for Ben Wheeler.
Trying to buzzer beater on this boulder.
Amelia getting pretty close on this last palm.
Ray back up in this shoulder move.
All right, Ben Wheeler has got this shot. And it looks like he doesn't quite manage to, or just misses the finish hold just a little bit. Not going to stick it. Good effort from Ben Wheeler. Wow, what a round so far. These climbers are incredibly strong. You might not be able to see it from home, but these holds are gnarly. We got the worst slopers, we got the worst crimps out here, and these climbers are making it look easy. On boulder number 1, we've got Ethan Frodenheim and Yelia Southern. On boulder number 2, please welcome back Nora Chi and Max Daly. Leo Costanza and Nakaya Sanders on boulder number 3, and Chloe Koskoy and Solomon Barth on boulder number 4.
Ethan going straight for the top, didn't go to zone, so
woo!
Didn't necessarily pay off, but hopefully next go.
Yeah, but you know what? He's revving right from the start.
Definitely. That's Ethan through and through.
Through and through, yeah, absolutely. Love to see it, though. He's always seems to have a smile on his face. Okay. Chloe Koskoy finds the zone on boulder number 4. Yeah. And Ethan Frodenheim. A little impatient on that last bit. And, oh, man, he had that top, but slipped away. All right. Well, you know what? He did it once, twice. He can do it again.
Yeah. The hard part about that is when you're on such a terrible slippery dual text hold and you grab a finish like that that's pretty decent, you know, you're excited, but there's so much pressure that you need to put in that foot, and I think he just slightly forgot about that in that moment.
Let's see if he forgets again or manages to get it. A little more pressure on that foot. And Ethan Frodenheim will take the top on boulder number 1 quite quickly.
Yeah, making quick work.
It's cool to see him here, too, as well. He's been focusing a lot on speed climbing recently. He's gotten really fast.
That is very true. I used to, myself, I actually used to be a speed climber back in the day.
Oh, wow.
It's been fun to see how that discipline has progressed over the years.
Those speed climbers are so impressive. I could not imagine.
It's definitely something else, for sure.
The top from Chloe.
All right, Chloe Koskoy with the top on boulder number 4.
That's two.
Good way to close it out.
2 for Chloe.
And we missed Saul send the last slab in 2 attempts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Quick
Wow.
work from Solomon Barth. A good way to end the round. It's always nice when you can finish a round on a high note.
Totally.
Oh, yeah. Love hearing that, too, from Solomon Barth. He's such a sweet person.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it's important for these athletes to remember it's not over until it's over. 4 boulders. If you get frustrated on the first one, you still have 3 more, and anything can happen.
And it's hard to stay in the game, especially the way the route setters laid out this round. They're going from slab and then steep, back to slab. So the steeps can very much not only suck your mental energy, but your physical energy too.
Yeah. And the moves are committing. The first moves are so committing, and the finish matches are not easy either. Like
the climbs never let up.
But
Yelia Southern almost sticking it. Oh, wow. It almost went in slow motion there. All right, yeah, we got Yelia Southern on boulder number 1, Nora Chi and Max Daly on boulder number 2.
So Yelia really scrubbing these feet on boulder 1. It's definitely important, especially as the round goes on, to get that extra brushing in because we're out here. The wall is protected from the sun, but it's still hot. The feet get sweaty and a lot of traction from the climbers before, so.
And then you got to mention also the residual chalk that ends up on the pads. So you might even see some of these athletes with a little cloth nearby all their stuff, their chalk bag, just so they can wipe down their shoes before getting on the wall.
Sometimes you'll even see the shoe wipe on the leg on a slab boulder as well.
All right, there
Nora
goes.
eyeing up. Oh, so close from her.
Almost manages to stick it. There goes Nakaya.
Yeah, this women's 3 proving very, very difficult at this point in the round.
Yeah, the route setters did say it was quite straightforward, the beta for number 3, but very physical, a lot of compression.
Up into the zone. Let's see if she can take it further.
I actually have beef with these super holds. Like, seriously, you chalk up, you're
Tell
ready
us
to
the
go.
story, Victor. Yeah.
You feel super sticky, and then all of a sudden, they just take all your chalk away.
Oh.
They really just eat your chalk, and they leave this residual, like, kind of grease on them. And as the round builds up, it gets worse and worse and worse if you don't brush them.
How inconsiderate. How inconsiderate.
I'm saying not all fiberglass holds are like that, but
Yeah.
these particularly are tough.
Oh man, I've been seeing those holds a lot more lately, and I gotta say, like as Hannah says, they look really pretty.
They are really pretty.
All right, in 5 seconds we will be bringing out Jojo Chi and Nicholas Karolidis. On boulder number 2, we'll bring back out Alexander Inglaterra and Xander Waller. On boulder number 3, Ben Wheeler and Ava Koptanovich. And on boulder number 4, Carly Alba and Raymond Hansen.
Yep, JoJo has been bursting onto the scene. She's an incredible youth climber and is now eligible for the adult circuit, and it's been really cool to see her out on the mats.
Yeah, please remind me, who does JoJo climb for? What team?
JoJo climbs at the Method Climbing Gym in Newark, New Jersey.
Okay.
And yeah, she climbs for Method.
All right. Yeah, no, I know Team Method. They're very strong athletes.
And for anyone wondering, Nora, yes, is her sister. They are a very good climbing family.
It's really cool to see all these new youth climbers. Like, I recently moved to Montreal. I used to compete in the U.S. a lot, and so I am not so integrated with all the new U.S. kids.
All the new up-and-comers.
Yeah.
No, but that's okay. We've got some veterans here like Xander and stuff to lead the way. And
the opting for the toe hook.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Looks like he's changing his mind a little bit, and little dry fire off the finish. But you know what? He got up there very early. I think he's got a good shot at getting that boulder.
I used to compete with Xander back in Youth D.
Oh wow, yeah, that's.
So I've hung out with him a bit.
I'm about to say, y'all must be. Almost attached at the hip at these things.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time.
Ray over on the slab. We'll see if he tries the split method or opts for the foot match.
What's nice about these slab boulders is, even though you're doing a good amount of reading. All right, top from JoJo Chi on boulder number 1. Was that a flash? First go. All right, fantastic from JoJo Chi. You're right. Yep. I don't think I saw her fall.
First go.
That must be the first flash on the women's number 1.
It is.
All right, we got Carly Alba going for it on boulder number 4. Same with Ray, and not quite getting it. What is cool about those, I believe on boulder number 4 is, yeah, sure, you're doing your reading and you're figuring it out on the floor, but then there are little moments where, you get to relax on the wall and kind of reassess, in the middle of it. Yeah.
I think that's what the 2 last boulders kind of allow. Like, once you're stood up on those good feet, you can kind of take a breather. Mm-hmm. If you look at the other boulders, there's not so much space for a breather. Like,
oh, wow. Nicholas Karolidis almost overshoots the finish there, but manages to find it. Pretty happy with that top. Very animated guy, Nicholas. I love that guy. I've seen him in quite a few comps this year.
We've got someone up in the zone. I think it is Ben.
Ben Wheeler.
On number 3.
On boulder number 3. Manages to make contact with that sloper.
The closest go we've seen so far in the round.
Absolutely.
If you've ever seen his board climbing videos, he is one of the strongest on the boards. It's quite impressive.
That is, it's a whole other subsection in this climbing community that we've got. Is just I know guys that they board climb exclusively.
Yeah, it's cool to see that in a comp you have to be well-rounded,
Yeah,
you can't be the strongest on the board and think that you'll make the finals, you have to do the slab, you have to grab these plastic holes
That's
and
right.
adapt. Like,
you got to get to the open hand. You got to
Yeah.
do some, big coordination
Yep.
like moves that just, the boards are incredible, but they just don't allow for it. So
Yeah.
Xander eyeing up the top again.
a little different method with the foot.
Oof.
About to say that volume was a little less stable to press the foot on. I wonder if he'll end up doing that again. Raymond Hansen on boulder number 4, getting back to it.
Ray really needs the top of this.
Yeah, it would definitely help boost his score. It would put him with 2 tops.
Interesting coordination attempt from Raymond there. Let's see if he can make that work.
And then bend back up. Hopefully he can figure out.
Xander Waller with 20 seconds left is going back on this thing. You think that he can make it?
The start of that climb looks pretty hard, so.
Oh, I think Carly, with a little bit more patience, might have been able to find that move.
It's hard when you start hearing those beeps to settle yourself on the wall.
I would imagine that it provides a little bit of anxiety for you athletes.
The heart rate definitely goes up.
All right, folks. Up next on boulder number 1, we've got Zach Richardson from Canada, I believe, right?
That is correct.
And then Julia De La Paz also on boulder number 1. On boulder number 2, we're going to have Yelia Southern and Ethan Frodenheim. Boulder number 3, Max Daly and Norichi. And on boulder number 4, Nikaya Sanders and Leo Costanza.
I'll give you guys a little athlete profile for Zach.
I would love to hear that.
So
yeah.
he's from Ontario, but recently moved to Montreal and joined the Roseblock team, which I'm part of.
Very strong team, y'all. My goodness.
Very cool to have him up there with me so I can train with him. And it's cool to build that community. Ethan is, let's watch Ethan real quick. Oh.
All right.
Go.
Ethan is just a race car, I swear. It's all that speed climbing, I'm telling you. God.
It really is.
Still managing to do very well, though. That's he might be doing it fast, but he's doing it well. All right, let's learn more about Zach here.
Yes. So he's now he's in Montreal and just having a blast. Yeah, there's so many gyms to train at, and it's a good vibe being with him.
That's good. That's good to hear. I did see him at he did compete at the North American Cup in Salt Lake not too long ago.
Yeah.
Did very well, made it into the final there. Julia De La Paz, I have seen her climb in youth and all the way to now for so long. Very strong, very smart climber.
Very smart. Always super composed on the wall. Ethan back up already.
Classic.
We'll see if he opts for the same beta or slows it down just a little bit.
Managed to figure out a way to slow it down, pressing on the no-tech on that volume. That seemed to work.
Nice.
Julia De La Paz, very composed.
Zach going for the left-hand dive to the zone. Seems like the safer beta than the wall.
Definitely. It also ensures zone.
Exactly, which, if you're going to skip that, as important as boulder number 1 is to top, I think, you want to get everything you possibly can.
Yeah, your attempts to zone are very important. It can always come down to that. So a lot of the more, I'd say, seasoned competitors have opted for the hand-down beta, which is interesting to see.
I like how Zach is taking his time and resting. For him, the altitude is for sure a big impact. When I was talking to him, he bought one of those oxygen.
The little tanks?
Canisters.
Yeah.
Canisters. I remember back in, I came here with my parents in 2017 to watch the Vail World Cup.
Athletes had
the canisters just laying all over the ISO.
This is an incredible competition. If you are just joining us, we are here at USA Climbing's North American Cup Boulder semifinal here in Vail, Colorado. I'm Ahmed Touré, joined by Victor Baudrand and Megan Lynch. We are here in the middle of the semifinal round. We've seen some tops on almost everything. Some boulders have not been topped yet.
Nakai getting back to work. She fell off of the finish on Boulder 4, was going for the match, and her foot slipped. So hopefully this time she can make it work.
All right, so she's back in that same position, trying to settle in there.
Yes.
Looks like she opted to press on the no-tech, and she will walk away with that top. Looking very excited about that.
Bumps her into second place as of now.
All right.
Maddie Morris is still holding down the top spot due to attempts. 2 tops, 4 zones, but very low attempts.
Zach making work of this first boulder. Oh, barely sticking it.
The fight is so real. Zach Richardson finds the top on boulder number 1. That was very impressive to watch.
He has a leg shake going, but very important top.
Little Elvis leg going on. Leo Costanza on boulder number 4, looking for that top. Can he find it? Manages to touch it, but doesn't really get on the lip.
A good grip, yeah. Didn't look like his hand kind of went over into the crimp. Looks like Nora's eyeing up the zone. Hopefully she gets it. That'll be big for her.
She does manage to stick the zone, and she's matching it. Looks like she's going to move through a little bit better than everybody else.
That's
Let's
awesome.
see.
This is high point by far on this boulder.
A little wide. Again, route setters were discussing the fact that this is a lot of compression on that boulder.
Yeah.
Compression and skin friction too.
Absolutely.
We have a breeze coming in here to the venue, but the sun is cooking.
Yeah, it's a hot day here in Vail.
Yeah,
and
so
that was also Nora's last attempt, so I'm certain at that point she was pretty tired. And with already a really taxing move at the top, it was a big ask.
For sure. Please forgive the wind. We are outside here in Vail, Colorado. It is very pretty out here. Sunny. No issues with the weather. Not kind of hot, but not too hot. Hey everybody, again, I'm Ahmed Toure, joined by Victor Baudrand and Megan Lynch. All right, we are in the middle of the semifinal. And up on the wall next, we've got Hannah Breen and Matthew Rodriguez, who's also from Canada, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And then we've got Jojo Chi and Nicholas Karolitis on boulder number 2, Xander Waller and Alexander Inglaterra on boulder number 3, and Ava Koptanovich and Ben Wheeler on boulder number 4. What can you tell us about Matthew? I have been very impressed with his climbing over the past year.
Yeah, over a few years, he's really showed up in the youth circuit, and then now he's taken his skills to the next level in the open circuit.
Absolutely. I remember watching him and just kind of honestly following him around in the qualifying round, and his composure, like the strength, like he seems to just have it all.
He's really dynamic, really powerful, good on his feet too.
And what do we think he'll make quick work of this boulder here?
I think he will, yeah.
Yeah, he had one of the tops on the men's 4 in the qualifying round that had a really tricky sequence through these bad pinches, but actually was able to double clutch from the zone to the finish. A couple men did that successfully. And
barely anybody did that, I believe,
Matt
right?
made very quick work of it, very dynamic, very powerful.
Yeah, and I believe he did that in under, like 4 attempts, I believe, or something like that.
He had pretty low attempts after his qualifying round.
And you can see, like, he's given already few tries, but he's making sure that he rests up and doesn't rapid fire too much. It's impressive to see that type of a composure and experience, especially as a first boulder.
Ben Wheeler, eye on the top on boulder number 4. Will he stick it? Not quite.
Super close.
Not enough of a jump, I believe, but I think he'll figure it out.
Yeah, Xander had a really good burn on boulder 3.
Speaking of youth competitors, just emerging on the scene, we got Hannah Breen here on boulder number 1. I have been seeing her more and more at these NACS competitions, making quite a few semifinals and even a few finals.
Yeah, I believe she got second place at the Sport Rock comp maybe 1 or 2 years ago in the lead competition. So good at lead, good at bouldering. It's cool to see her out in the adult circuit. That's
right. I actually remember that. I remember I'm seeing that, and I was like, that girl is quite small. How'd she manage to get in here? And then I saw her climb, and I was like, all right, enough said.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Climbing speaks for itself.
Nicholas Karolitis looking for that top on boulder number 2.
Matthew decides to go 1-2 to the clear hold.
Sticks
2 fingers crimping.
Wow,
That's
strong work. And I think we got to look this way.
I don't know if the audience saw that, but his right hand on the pink, there were only 2 fingers.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
He
right.
was barely. Oh, JoJo got up to that red hold on women's 2.
And Ben Wheeler giving us a little anxiety there, waiting for that left hand to come up, but does
That's
get the
2
tops on boulder number 4.
Puts
Good
him
for Ben
actually
Wheeler.
into first place. 2 tops, 4 zones, and 6 attempts.
Okay, the attempts are looking like they're counting here.
Yeah, because Simon Hibbler's in second with 2 tops and 4 in 6 as well.
Oh,
but
wow.
1 extra attempt to a zone separates the 2.
Oh, wow. It is going to be an attempts kind of day. Let's see who can strategize and be the smartest competitor today.
JoJo's eyeing up this jump again.
JoJo
latches
Chi sticks the move.
She is a springy climber.
Comes
You
with the
kind of
toe
need to be.
hook.
Wow.
Opted for a toe hook.
This was awesome work from JoJo. The high point by far. Hopefully she's able to get her foot out to that red hold.
Is going to be a big move, top for JoJo if she manages to find it. Can she do it? Sticks the foot.
This is super
If she
impressive.
can keep her composure, loses the pressure on the foot. I know she's feeling a little bit disappointed in that, but incredible climbing from JoJo Chi.
Yeah.
Hannah Breen looking to find the top on boulder number 1. See if she can find it.
I'm surprised that JoJo was the only competitor to find that toe hook.
Yeah, considering the height difference and everything too, with how the boulder demands. It seems like it would just be easier if you're a little taller, but she got the furthest by far.
Yeah, super smart from her. Her go before she had tried the jump, and I guess when she got back up there again, she knew that she needed
Hey,
a
I made the
different
jump.
approach.
I better get up here. I better. All right, up next, in about 10 seconds, we'll have Nathan Sato and Anna Kelly approaching boulder number 1. And then we'll bring back out Zach Richardson, Julia De La Paz on boulder number 2, Yelia Southern, and Ethan Freudenheim on boulder number 3, and Max Daly and Nora Chi on boulder number 4.
Nathan Sato had a really great qualifying round. He's just been crushing the game lately, honestly.
One of those really strong youth competitors.
Another climb IQ, Megan McDonald.
That's right. On and off the wall, I'll say, too. Like, I just hanging with him and his family. Nathan is truly, like, as nice as he looks. And very professional.
Yeah, he's got a great poise about him for so young on the wall. It's
Absolutely.
awesome to see.
Carly, sorry, not Carly. Anna Kelly.
Yes, Anna Kelly.
Recently used to compete, well, still does compete in the U.S. and lives in Salt Lake, but she is on the Canadian team this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
With
I did not know that.
Dual
Yeah.
nationality, and so it's really cool to have her competing for Canada.
That's great.
She was one of the only female to top boulder number 4, this really hard one in the qualifiers. Is that correct, Megan?
Yeah, that was a super hard. I would probably say for the women that was the hardest boulder physically, for certain.
Yeah, you know what? I have actually seen Anna just around in Salt Lake, just on visits, just around the training center, like climbing around, just honestly just asking, like, "Hey, can you open up the door? Let us in. We want to rock climb right now." So motivation is there for sure.
Salt Lake has been a good spot for a lot of these climbers to get up to that like North American Cup level and World Cup level.
Oh, certainly, absolutely. It seems. I mean, I'm from Texas, and it seems like all my friends are moving. All my friends.
The USA Training Center is it's super cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm not mad about it though. It means I have to make excuses to go visit.
Almost a really good save from Nathan. Hopefully next go. The second your butt comes out from that move on men's 1, you're off the wall.
That's right. That's right. Got to keep the butt in. All right. We got Max Daly on boulder number 4.
I'm excited to see Ethan on this boulder 3. He's such a powerful climber.
And Nathan did, in fact, learn the move. He's got the zone there. Let's see if he can manage to figure out the rest of this.
Super smart adjustment from Nathan.
Nice.
Nathan Sato.
With one hand. Impressive.
One hand on that terrible flat hold, the clear one. Oh my goodness, can he get the top? Manages to stick it. Can he keep his composure? And he does.
Super awesome.
A little slip at the end. I think he scared himself, but he's got that top. Good to go.
Yeah, for everyone watching, these walls actually aren't textured really at all. So when you're smearing, it's super slick. So even with the amount of pressure like Nathan was just applying, at any second you can have that heart in your throat moment when your foot just starts to go.
Yeah, it's really hard to see exactly how hard these athletes are pressing into these holds, but trust me, it's at the maximum.
Oh, Anna's barely got her right foot on. Oh, makes the stand-up work.
Yeah, she's
still fighting, it looks like a little bit.
Anna Kelly finding the balance.
She's pretty left on that blue jib, but making it work.
Made it work. Can she figure out this jump? And Anna Kelly will stick
Super
boulder
smooth.
number 1, the top there, and we'll get credit for that.
I'm thinking
Great work
that
from Anna
top is
Kelly.
pretty key for finals because with how it's looking right now, 2 tops is getting you in. So boulder 1 seems like the women's easiest of the round.
Yeah, and then it looks
not easy by any means, but in terms of compared to the other 3.
And then, yes, in boulder number 2 and 3, even 3, it's looking like just getting that zone
is super key.
Is going to be very, very key. With boulder 2, it seems like quite a few are getting that zone, but it also seems like a necessary zone. Zach Richardson,
Slowing
a little bit more
slowing
in.
it down.
Finds
Good.
a toe hook and gets the top. Fantastic climbing from Zach Richardson.
Awesome from him.
Zach is one of those climbers that's really good at learning the boulders.
Seems that way, yeah. It's you know, if you look from like the first attempt to that last attempt, it does, like, you can see the differences and like what he's like clearly picking up on, what he's paying attention to.
And we haven't seen that many tops on that boulder so close to the end of someone's time.
That's
a lot
right.
of the tops have come in the first 2 minutes. So super impressive for him to crank that one out. Big for his round 2 because he still has 2 boulders left to go.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. He's got 2 boulders left to go. The third boulder has been very hard for everybody, but honestly, the 4th boulder, just looking at Zach and how he climbs, looks like that's something he can definitely do.
I think that was crucial for him. I don't want to set any predictions, but he is not. I don't think that's.
Well, I'm going to ask for him.
I don't think that slab climbing is his favorite, and so he did the 2 boulders that he knew he could do. I think.
Okay.
Puts him in a really good position. Now he can kind of just play on the next 2 hard boulders.
Yeah, that's a really good point to make too, because sometimes, you know, mentally, certain boulders, you know, suit you more, and these climbers know the wall angles and kind of what's coming next because they competed on them in qualifier. So sometimes when you know that you've kind of done the boulders that have suited you, it gives you a boost of confidence going into the boulders that are maybe a little bit less your style, quote unquote.
You feel a little bit more relaxed, like, all right, the stakes aren't as high with this, but I still need to try.
Yeah, because they're satisfied with their performance up until that point.
Well, on boulder number 1, we've got Isaac Leff and Adrian Akiko Clark. On boulder number 2, we've got Matthew Rodriguez and Hannah Breen back on the wall. On number 3, Nicholas Karolidis and Jojo Chi. And on boulder number 4, Alexander Inglaterra and Xander Waller. All right. Adrian Akiko Clark, I've seen her very recently at team trials, did very, very well. Had a pretty emotional, like, taxing, like, round. Not just the boulders or anything, but
very much so.
Just everything kind of surrounding it. Like, amazing that she was able to keep her composure through all of it.
Very quick work. 2nd attempt for Isaac on boulder 1.
Isaac Leff, fantastic work.
And yeah, going back to Adrian, great composure. She definitely had some unfortunate luck handed to her at that event, but handled a lot of it with grace and poise.
So much grace, so much poise. I remember being at that comp and honestly just going to all of them, everybody that was affected, and just seeing their, just the camaraderie and the fact that they were all just like, listen, we know this isn't an ideal situation, but we still love each other, we still support each other, we're a slave to the rules, but you know what, we're going to push forward.
Yeah, and for the viewers wondering, it was on a rope climb, just the scoring kind of was dictated by the clip, but the clip wasn't X'd, so the competitors didn't really know that they couldn't climb past too much further. You'd have to kind of watch the comp to get all the inside info, but...
Oh yeah, I highly recommend going back and looking at that. Even in spite of all that drama, Adrian Akiko Clark with the top on boulder number 1.
Making light
It
work.
was still an incredible round with some really good routes and boulders, and especially the sport round though with the routes. All right, Alexandra manages to find the zone, but couldn't quite push off to get that blue sloper if in fact that's where she was going for.
JoJo's getting back on the wall. Boulder 3. Haven't seen anybody grab the volume before the finish on this boulder yet, so be nice to see that happen hopefully soon. But we've still got some heavy hitters coming. Maya Madere, Helen Gillette, and Melina Costanza. So
that's right.
They're all very powerful climbers, so I'm sure this boulder will see a top.
Excited for them to come out. It's going to be really fun to watch them.
Oh, wow. Making the toe hook work. The only one so
wow.
far. Will he get it? And nice.
There we go with the top on boulder number 2.
That was really, really strong.
Rodriguez.
Seems like he took his time, let that toe hook sink, really turned his body and sunk into that left-hand crimp.
That's right, yeah. And actually, now we're thinking about that toe hook must be something in the water over there, because Zach also, he didn't bring his feet up after, but he did manage to get that toe hook at the end as well.
Okay, yeah. And then
but they're the only 2 that I've seen do that. All right, and on number 4,
the top from Xander Waller.
We got that top from Xander Waller.
Putting him up into first place, actually, because that's 2 tops, 4 zones, in 5 attempts. So 1 less attempt than Ben Wheeler.
Yep, experience definitely pays. Like, again, we haven't seen Xander in a little while, but man, he came back with a vengeance, already at the top position.
Yeah.
It's an interesting breakdown. The Canadians, Zach and Matthew, will have the first 2 tops, while some of the Americans have the first and the last. It's funny that there's that.
What? I don't know. What do you make of that, Victor?
I think that style and climbing style and boulder style that you're exposed to has a huge impact on how you climb in a competition. So I think that the boulders in the boulders in Canada are more, I would say, maybe straightforward, powerful, less slabby, and so the climbers are more used to pulling hard,
And really, like, I'd say, I'm seeing a lot more commitment on the bigger jumps, like from the Canadian athletes.
Maybe more jumps, maybe a little bit more coordination style. But that slab techiness, I think that level is still lacking in Canada.
Interesting. Well, it's honestly interesting to see just how climbing has developed and grown in that way. Just from the U.S., Canada, all these other countries, just kind of learning from each other and just trying to do the very best that they can to
push the sport.
To really push the sport. I mean, we're an Olympic sport now. That's crazy. It's awesome to see. Speed's all on its own, and then boulder and sport will be combined at the Summer Olympics in Paris this year. Very excited to watch you guys.
Yeah. Unbelievably excited. It's such a big step for the sport of climbing, and then hopefully in 2028, when it's home here in the United States, all 3 disciplines will be separated, and that'll be really awesome too.
I can't wait. I think I made that prediction years ago. I was like, I feel like we're going that gymnastics route, and we'll have a medal for every discipline, and that'll be just wonderful to see. And then, maybe we still have a combined one on top of that.
Yeah.
For those go-getters out there. All right, we got Helen Gillette and Lucas Gerhardt on boulder number 1. Nathan Sato and Anna Kelly back on boulder number 2. Zach Richardson and Julia Danapaz on boulder number 3. And Ethan Freudenheim and Yelia Southern on boulder number 4.
It's always so interesting to see the climbing shoes the competitors choose. I think more like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people are climbing in Scarpas.
That's right,
yeah. A lot of Dragos on the wall right now.
Could you tell us the difference in these shoes? We got some Scarpa shoes, we got the Dragos, we got some Instincts, it looks like, out there.
I think whatever shoe may float to your boat, but it seems like these comp moves require these really soft, pliable shoes that just smear on volumes.
Allow you to bend and stick onto those volumes quite well.
The Dragos definitely you can see Helen on number 1 right now. Her heel's pretty down towards the ground. Soft shoes like that.
All right, and on boulder number 4, we had Ethan Freudenheim top number 4.
Quick work from Ethan.
Quick work from Ethan Freudenheim.
Yeah, but the soft shoes definitely allow a little bit more pliability and the ability to get your heels down, which is really important on slab. And then you'll see probably the people that are on the steeper boulders right now in some stiffer shoes. A lot of times your heel fits better in a stiffer shoe, so better for heel hooking, and then you can really toe into those tiny jibs.
That's good insight there.
There's also another aspect to the shoe. It's like how far your toes can bend, so you can get as much as your front toes surface area. You know, if they're really stiff, you can't get that your big toe to really like smear onto the volumes.
And friction is the name of the game.
Yeah, friction is.
Yeah.
All right, Nathan Sato on boulder number 2, looking to find the finish here. Wow, what strong work from Nathan Sato, and he will be the first American I think I've seen to actually stick that move with the toe hook.
Yeah, that was awesome. Kept his foot basically down on the glue the whole time.
Ethan Sato is also a really strong lead climber. And
that's right. He is very, very strong. Very all-around, like, great climber. Helen Gillette also looking to the top. A little taller than the other athletes, made it a little bit easier, didn't have to jump as far, but you know what? It's getting up there was definitely a little bit harder for her with that tiny, tiny box. So.
Yeah, I'm sure she's psyched to get that one done and out of the way. I would say Helen is definitely very good at all styles of climbing, but loves the power boulders. So it's definitely having a nice deep breath after getting the slab done.
Yeah, it'll get a lot more fun for her as the round continues.
Totally.
Oh, wow. All right. Give it up for Lucas Gerhardt. He
super impressive dynoing just straight to the
and just straight into the clear hole.
Dutex.
Very powerful climber. And it shows.
Very strong. He's young, up and coming youth climber.
That's right.
Climbing really hard outside recently, doing some V14s and.
Very impressive work. He also has a brother, I believe, that's also on the competition scene. He's competing with him, I believe, yesterday.
Yeah. Josh.
Josh Gerhardt, that's right. Joshua, very strong in his own right.
Zach getting up into this zone on boulder 3. We have not seen anybody control this next hold.
Ooh, losing the foot a little bit at the end there. Zach is going to dry fire off.
That boulder looks cooked.
Yeah, but with 24 seconds, it doesn't look like he's going to get back on it. It's probably the right call, especially if he knows that slab is his arch nemesis. He's probably going to want to keep some of that energy for the slab boulder.
Yelia is our last climber on the wall. 10 seconds to go.
Oh, fantastic effort. I think maybe with a little bit more patience at the end. Like, I know it was very close, but...
Yeah, I also think her foot was a little too left on the volume. It's hard to tell from home, but the volume does kick out a little bit more to the right side, and it's definitely helpful when you can get your foot a little bit further away so you can get your hips a little closer to the wall.
Well, all right, on boulder number 1, we've got Maya Madere and Nathan Monte on the wall, along with Adrian Akiko Clark on boulder number 2, along with Isaac Leff. On boulder number 3, we got Matthew Rodriguez and Hannah Breen. And on boulder number 4, Jojo Chi and Nicholas Karolidis.
Nathan's also been having a lot of success in the adult circuit lately, but also just took home the gold in the bouldering round at Collegiate Nationals. That was not too long ago, and will be representing the United States at the FISU Worlds this coming year. So exciting.
Incredibly proud of Nathan. That was I was there. He did not expect to come away with that victory.
Yeah.
He always seems like he's having a good time too.
Oh yeah, he's definitely one of those climbers that always has a smile on his face. Love to watch him. Interesting beta for boulder number 1 from Nathan there. Then we got Maya Madere on the wall. Soft spot in my heart for Maya Madere. She's from Texas as well, Austin native. I actually had the pleasure of coaching her a bit in her youth. Oh yeah,
dominant youth career and still dominant to this day.
Yeah, she's. I'm a proud one for sure.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think she may be one of the oldest female competitors.
That is also true. It's it's a young person's game for sure, but it doesn't mean that some of us old heads can't still pull. And Maya proves that through and through, coming into this round in second place. I believe, if I remember correctly, she's 25. Yeah.
Good memory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always bad with age, birthdays, and names.
Recently had a birthday, not too long ago.
All right, Adrian locking in, sticking the move on boulder 2, and hopefully we can see her try a similar method to maybe JoJo.
Ooh, opted for the heel hook.
Yeah.
I do think she is opting for a similar method, like you said. She's a little taller than JoJo, so you're right. Maybe the heel hook is going to be a little bit better for her if she can manage to bend her leg that way.
Yeah.
It's always interesting seeing the learning that each competitor has on the boulders. Like maybe the heel hook felt kind of close, but now she's looking at it. She's like, okay, this is maybe better for a toe hook. The next try she'll do is a toe hook, similar to JoJo.
Nicholas Karolidis manages to make it to the left and go for that last move. Let's see if he can stick that finish.
Close for JoJo, but just a little bit far away from the wall, going to that high blue hold that actually surpasses the top of the wall, as you can see.
All right, we got Nicholas going for it. Oh, and he manages to stick the top.
Awesome top.
Almost lost it there, but saved it. Give it up for Nicholas Karolidis.
Going
Good
for the
Maya is super close to the top. Hopefully
the very
she's
similar
able to take
boulder.
it.
Adrian almost making the heel hook work. Coming in, matched the yellow with her left hand.
Maya Madare taking a little time to breathe, I think find that commitment.
Yeah, after all that work, it's definitely scary having to do that little jump, but a smile from Maya. She'll be psyched to get the slab done. She's
absolutely
not always the biggest slab lover in the game, but...
Oh, yeah, I mean, who definitely know that. Like, even from youth, that's always been the thing.
So she'll be excited knowing that steep boulders are coming her way.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, we still got Nathan Monte, Adriana Kiko Clark, Isaac Leff, Hannah Breen, and Matthew Rodriguez on the wall. Oh, along with JoJo Chi.
Yeah, back up in the same spot she just was.
I really hope to see a top from her on here.
Yeah, it would be big for her score. Because she flashed boulder 1, which was a hard flash to come by.
Come on, Nathan.
And honestly, just her work and on boulder number 2 and just getting that far, it's got me rooting for her for sure.
That was so impressive from Nathan. His foot actually landed exactly on the very small smear foot.
Oh, good precision from Nathan. He's still got time. Pretty short boulder there. Hannah Breen.
Trying to get her way to zone.
Ooh.
Close.
Gets a piece of it, but doesn't manage to get control.
You can hear the...
All right, folks, if you're just joining us, good afternoon. We are at USA Climbing's North American Cup Boulder semifinal here in Vail, Colorado. I'm Ahmed Touré, joined by Victor Baudron and Megan Lynch. Oh, my goodness, I'm sorry. We are here at the semifinal, and we're all the way through. I think we're bringing out our last couple of climbers for boulder number 1, and that's going to be Melina Costanza and Charles Barron, who goes by Charlie.
Yeah.
I actually, fun fact, I've known Charlie for quite a while. He, in college, his first couple of years in college was at West Point. I actually went there for a year as well. We met each other while he was still going there, and I had made my exodus. And over the summer, we had a little climbing trip up in New York, chatted a whole bunch, talked about climbing, competing. Such a warm and bright guy. And then suddenly I see him a couple of years later. He's no longer at West Point, but he's here, crushing it.
Yeah.
He's such a nice guy.
Such a strong seasoned competitor. Same with Melina. These are actually the last boulders we'll see on our boulder 1.
That's
wow,
right.
Charlie with the flash.
Quick flash from Charlie Barron. Massive smile on his face. Love to see it.
It's also cool to point out that Charlie's probably trained on those holds a decent amount because he is out in Salt Lake.
That's right.
And they're at the training center. So he knew exactly what he wanted to do on that boulder and executed perfectly.
You know, what's also really cool to consider is that he coaches the Momentum team, and 2 of his athletes, Luke and Anna Kelly, are out with him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's probably pretty special.
Out on the mats is pretty cool.
The cool thing about this event, too, is that we're at the GoPro Mountain Games. So along with the climbing event happening, there's so many other events that we're able to go watch and see.
That's right.
It's really cool. Probably one of the coolest North American Cups that we have, just because it's with a whole other event.
Oh, for sure. I beg to work on this one because it is such a fun time. And Melina Costanza, little giddy up on the top there, giving us a little kick. And with the top on boulder number 1. Let's take it to Zach Richardson on boulder number 4. Let's see. I think he was given it one attempt and took a little bit of time on it. There's a bit of a struggle going on there. Good call, Victor, on that, yeah. But I don't know, what do you think? Do you think he'll be able to learn the moves, figure it out, get to that top?
I think so. With 2 minutes and 40 seconds, there's a good chance. I don't think that last move will be too hard. He has really strong fingers and good contact strength. So if he can unlock the bottom, he'll be put in a good position.
Yeah, he would bump up into first place with 3 tops. Right now he's sitting in 4th due to some attempts to tops. So hopefully he's able to get that boulder done.
So if you're looking at the screen at the bottom right, you'll see Helen Gillette and Lucas Gerhardt, and then all the way in the back there, Julia De La Paz. And then if you look on the left bottom screen, you'll see Zach Richardson on the far left, along with Nathan Sato in the middle, and Anna Kelly in the middle as well on boulder number 3. Well, and like you were saying, Megan, this is an incredible event. Lots of going on aside from the climbing as well, although that's what we're here for. What's y'all's favorite?
I always like going to watch the dogs, the dog jump.
Oh man, it's mine too, for sure.
And the slack landing. The slack landing is really fun to watch. It's also like in one of the main center areas in Vail Village, so
I do
gets
feel,
a lot of people.
Yeah, every year they got like new athletes, and they're just doing the craziest tricks. Every year I think, oh, that's the most impressive thing I've ever seen on a slack line, and then the next year they blow it out of the water.
Oh wow, Nathan Sato opting out for some different beta, left hand on the zone. Doesn't quite like it, is going to down climb.
All right,
You can see his lead climber fitness here.
Yeah,
for
Nathan
sure.
has endurance for days.
His ability to just adjust.
Oh, wow.
That move just looks so hard.
We did discuss that earlier in the day before the stream started about potentially crossing, like after the zone.
Yeah.
We just think that's going to be insanely hard. But if you can get that position and get your left foot on the black, does make that transition to the other black slope a bit easier. Lucas Gerhardt on boulder number 2, looking for that top.
Yep.
Strong work. Oh man, manages to just catch it off the back 2 or 3 fingers.
Helen is
Nathan Sato
so
looking
close.
for the crowd to get all jazzed up. Love to see it.
Okay, Zach Richardson figured it out.
This
He
is
did.
big
All
for
right,
him.
let's see.
Come on. Oh, just not quite. Seems like an awkward move to generate.
Had the commitment, but didn't quite. Looked like he popped away from the wall a little bit.
You can see he's definitely
And
bummed about that one going away.
Nathan Sato also had one of the, I would say, one of the best efforts I've seen on boulder number 3. All right, and that'll be it. All right. Again, we have all of our climbers either have gone through the entire round or we got them all on the wall. So, up next, let's see who we're bringing back. We are bringing back on boulder number 2, Maya Madeir and Nathan Monte. On boulder number 3, we'll have Isaac Leff and Adriana Kiko Clark. And then on boulder number 4, Hannah Breen and Matthew Rodriguez.
At this point in the round, the finalists are starting to get set, and some of them even probably locked in.
A little bit, yeah, absolutely. If we're looking back on that list, Megan, who do we have as our top 6 so far?
Right now, for the men is Xander Waller, Ben Wheeler, Simon Hibbler, Zach Richardson, Nicholas, and then Ethan in the number 6 spot. And then for our girls, we have Maddie Morris, number 1, Nakaya Sanders, Chloe Koskoy, Jojo Chi, Anna Kelly, and then Adrian's actually in the 6th spot, but Adrian has not even climbed boulder 3 and 4 yet. She's actually on boulder 3 right now. So.
I'm about to say, that is a good sign for
Good spot to
Adrian
be
and
in.
Kiko Clark. It looks like the final is probably in her future.
Some hard boulders for both categories.
Definitely.
I mean, to make it into finals for the women seems like 1 top. Is that correct? Or 2?
It's looking, I think it might be 2 by the end, but you could maybe squeak in with 1, but
And then for the men, 2 tops for sure.
Adrian giving us probably the best go we've seen on this Boulder 3 so far.
Absolutely. Wow. I think she's going to be...
Oh, just the foot pop at the very end.
Almost spoke too soon.
Oh, and Maya Madera is up in this move on Boulder 2. Hopefully we can see it go.
Oh, wow.
Super close for Maya.
Opting to press on the no tech. You know what? It
Very
looked
bold.
Like it paid off, it seemed. Like,
yeah, it
I
was
think
a close go. We'll see if she repeats it or tries something new. But she got into that zone hold really quick, threw her round.
It's getting windy here.
It is getting a little windy. If you're picking that up on the feed, we apologize for that. But we are in sunny Vail, Colorado right now. And you know what?
It's good.
It's pretty nice.
It's good for the competitors. I mean, sweaty skin, sweaty palms. You want the fresh conditions to stick to these like fiberglass holds.
Absolutely.
And also, there's a round to do later tonight.
That's right. Absolutely. Hopefully the weather holds up as it is, but you know, up in the mountains, it's very unpredictable.
Very unpredictable. We had some rain at the very end of the last men qualifier round yesterday, and it was sunny 1 second, and the next minute it was a pretty sideways torrential downpour for about 15 minutes, but...
Isaac left looking to... He's getting that cross. Look at that.
All right, Matthew Reggie is getting the top. Easy money.
Easy. He looked like he just floated to that thing.
That's
just walking away.
Should put him up into first. Yep, 3 tops. Our first male athlete with 3 tops to conclude
It's
his
cool
round.
to see some Canadian representation out here.
Absolutely. No, we love y'all. We love it.
Maya's back up into this move.
And Maya is going to
try the
up for the heel.
Come on, Nathan.
Interesting beta from Maya Madera, opting to go left foot all the way out and just grabbing the volume.
That would be crazy. But never say never.
Never say never. Let's keep looking at Maya real quick. Let's see if she can manage to stick this
Her
thing.
right hand's got to be getting sweaty at this point, though.
These types of attempts are kind of challenging. You either learn so much, or it just really fatigues you for the rest of the 1 minute and 30 seconds. You know.
Sometimes confuses you more too.
Yeah, maybe.
So we were talking about the weather and how insane it got yesterday. It did just sort of like maybe a 5-minute torrential downpour, and then it was gone like that. How does weather, like in events like this, really play a factor for y'all?
Honestly, skin is a huge factor in competitions. Like the top competitors, if they can manage their skin, they're going to be fresh for the boulders. Skin makes you more, like good skin makes you more sticky on the holds. It's less painful, and so the weather plays a role in how your skin wears down in the end of the day.
Interesting.
How much you sweat as well. So in that regard.
Is that just more like humidity and heat, like the moisture in the air?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then obviously there's a nice big tent over this wall, but sometimes at competitions, like depending on also the angle of the rain, if the pads get a little wet and stuff, you have to be way more cautious about your shoes and making sure that your shoes are just completely dry before you pull onto the wall. So that also plays a factor. Especially with the no texture and stuff like that.
Yeah. You definitely don't want wet shoes if you're having to press on anything like that.
Yeah.
Hannah Breen manages to find the top just before the buzzer goes off.
Awesome buzzer beater for her.
Oh my God, that's going to be a big one for Hannah Breen, as I believe she did not. I don't think she got the top on boulder number 1.
Unfortunately did not find the top on boulder 1, so that puts her into 6th place right now. So doesn't look like a finals for her, but a great performance and finishing her semifinal out. Yeah, really strong and.
Yep, fantastic work from Hannah Breen. All right, and bringing our athletes back out, we've got Melina Costanza and Charlie Barron.
This will be our last chance to see a top of women's too, because we haven't seen one yet. So.
That's right. And then on boulder number 3, welcome back Lucas Gerhardt, not his brother Josh, and Helen Gillette. And then on boulder number 4, Nathan Sato and Anna Kelly.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Helen did not get the zone on boulder 2. It was super close, so maybe she has a little extra angst going into this boulder 3, and we can see a top.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see you grit those teeth, Helen.
As one of the taller competitors, female competitors, I think that if she gets up to the zone, she'll be psyched for that like long reach out to that second grade pinch volume.
Charlie Barron with a very good attempt on boulder number 2. Just doesn't manage to find the feet. I'm sure he'll be able to do that on his next burn.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in the men's round flashed boulder 2, so definitely a learned boulder.
All right, Nathan Sato and Anna Kelly.
Super close go from Anna in very little time, so hopefully she can get back up there. That would be big for her score.
Wow, Lucas making pretty good moves. Okay.
Charlie Barron doesn't even go for the skate. He manages to hold the start and the pinch at the same time.
Super impressive from Charlie.
This, you can tell the experience he has.
Absolutely.
He's been in multiple World Cups. He knows what he can do with his body. And
Charlie Barron, let's see, and he'll stick it.
Really nice from Charlie. Was really patient. We've seen a lot of climbers start that twist and then kind of either fire off the crimp or a foot slip happens. So
that's that experience, I believe, coming into play. Very impressive work.
Always showing it on the wall.
Well, that's 2 tops from Charlie Barron so far. I believe that's only 3 attempts total for him. All right, folks, and again, we got Nathan Sato.
All of our climbers
Anna Kelly,
brushing and resting right now.
Helen Gillette, Lucas Gerhardt, and Melina Costanza on the wall. Melina giving that a good brush, trying to get that as sticky as humanly possible.
It really makes a big impact. As the round goes by, all the chalk gets caked on all the holds, the feet get greasy, and it's a little disadvantage, I would say.
That's right. No, and you know what? I think that speaks to, I guess, the reverse order as well.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of understood that you came into the round in first or second. You are probably having a better round than most everybody else. So, like some variables like chalk or having a little dirty floor or something like that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't deter you too much, but it does.
There's just so many pros and cons to. Oh, Melina trying a very interesting beta on a boulder too.
I haven't seen anyone try this. Both Maya and Melina, very interesting.
Wow, looks like it's
beta.
Kind of working, but it would be super hard to get to zone from there.
Yeah, I honestly think it could potentially go. I'm not sure about the zone, like you said, but she inches her way up a little bit more. Maybe she could press off.
Also interesting to see that she's walking off the mats with 1:10 left.
Ooh, Anna Kelly's sticking that move off the zone and will secure a top probably.
Good catch, Megan. I did not. Yeah, Melina decided to leave that boulder with over a minute left.
Yeah, but I mean, if she doesn't think that she's going to get the zone, it's kind of a veteran move to not waste any more energy or any more skin, knowing that she has 2 boulders left to go.
Absolutely. Nathan Sato out to the zone, and then over to the left. Can he stick the top?
Oh, so close from Nathan. He still has time. He's got it. He just came down with a head nod.
Absolutely. He'll do it again. He just missed to the left of that hold. If he can line that shot up right, I believe he'll stick that and get the top.
Going back to the pros and cons of coming out last and coming out first, everyone's a little bit different. I say some people like to come out later. Some people like kind of ignore everything and have headphones on, and it doesn't affect them at all. And some people actually like to listen and know that boulders are toppable. Some people like to kind of know the scores and what they need. It helps put them under pressure. And then coming out first in first 5 is really fun because the crowd hasn't seen the boulders yet. The crowd's a little bit more hyped and electric. And then obviously the freshness of the boulders is always a bonus. So
of course, a little stickier.
Anna Kelly's top on boulder number 4 put her into 3rd position, so
amazing.
Potential finals for her.
Fantastic work from Anna Kelly. It looks pretty likely at this point, but now bringing folks back out, we're just whittling it down. We've got Maya Madere and Nathan Monte on boulder number 3, and joining them on boulder number 4, we've got Isaac Leff and Adrian Akiko Clark. If you want to speak about Isaac a little bit, give him a little love. He is just another one of those competitors I love to watch. He is just a little wild man on the wall. Love to see it.
Isaac is a character for sure. He's such a nice person. He actually had a pretty long recovery from a pretty bad concussion, so it's really awesome to see him back out here in these national cups, because last year he definitely had to take some time off.
That's right.
So really awesome to see him back on the mats. Always has a smile on his face, always having a good time, and I like the strong representation from the Northeast, being from up there. So awesome to see from Isaac.
I love the Northeast as well, honestly. Y'all are the gritty that I like. The gritty that I like.
And the top on this boulder could be super big from Isaac, but unfortunately he did not zone on boulder 2.
We'll see where he is at by the end of it. Ooh, Adrian going for a bit of a coordination bit. I think she
Hannah
might
Breen
rethink
try
that.
Yeah, looked pretty tough.
I think it's that type of move. Oh,
Isaac left with the top on boulder number 4. Give it up for him. That's fantastic work.
There's that type of move, that type of fall that you just learn. You just know. Adrian's like, okay, well that's probably not the way this time. I'm gonna opt up for just the slow press.
That's right. She looks super composed. Like she knows what she's doing. Just taking a little water. She knows she can get to that position again. She's got to do that last bit a little differently.
Yeah. These boulders proving super hard today. The route setters have such a hard job because, you know, some people climbed 2 days ago, some climbed yesterday. Everyone's skin's affected differently, and, you know, they have to set really hard boulders for the separation. But, of course, probably we wanted to see at least a top on every boulder, so missing out on that on a women's number 2 and men's number 3, as well as women's number 3. So hopefully we can see a top from Maya here. That would be awesome.
Now, this is very much a style that Maya's familiar with and genuinely loves. So
another big fall from Adrian.
See if she can learn that move quickly enough. I think I'm seeing just like the physical representation of how like gnarly these super holds are. They look a lot better than they actually are, folks. Like really flat, like on the edge. There's no real edge, is there?
No, not really. They're super rounded. And
super rounded.
They're kind of a small micro pinch. Yeah, it's really hard. Really hard holds.
Well, if you're pinching, it looks like you know, your thumb is pretty much on no-tech, so
yeah,
not all that secure.
Mm-hmm. It's also hard to tell from certain angles, like how steep the wall is, and that wall is pretty kicked back, so
that's right.
Makes the holds even less friendly.
All right, well, folks, we are at the tail end of the North American Cup Boulder semifinal here in Vail, Colorado. Almost through. We've got just a few more climbers left.
Pretty safe to say we'll probably see Maddie Morris, Nakaya Sanders, and Matthew Rodriguez and Xander Waller in our finals later tonight, which is exciting.
All right, Adrian is back on. Let's see if she can figure this out.
Yeah, had some pretty big spills on this, so hopefully this time she can get it done. It'll be a big help to her score.
Just a little fumbling with the feet. What do you think she needs to do in order to do whatever it is she's thinking of right now? I'm not sure if she's...
I think a good brush would be helpful.
For sure. After those spills, it kind of takes you out of you mentally.
Maya is digging deep right now. She's got the zone. But a zone on that boulder is really big, so...
True.
Although she probably feels very far away from the top on that climb, the zone was a super big.
Looks like she's eyeing up another try.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right, and Adrian went for another coordination burn. She's still got time for another go.
Huh, interesting maneuver.
Quick work back up to the top. So close from her.
Yeah, it looks like did not really quite go for what the route setters had intended there. Still a little time. Oh, wow, that would have been incredible if she was able to stick that.
Yeah, Amanda just like 3 goes to the finish in 30 seconds.
All right. Ooh. There's that wind picking up. Yeah, we are getting quite a crowd here in Vail, Colorado for this semifinal. Love to see that. If you guys can see, that was a big sea of people.
Big sea of people.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Like, often at these other NACS events, we're kind of like in different places, different cities.
More localized.
With GoPro in the background, I love that we're getting that exposure to a whole new demographic. Some of them never seen climbing before, in their entire lives, and we're probably making some new climbers right now. It's pretty cool.
It's awesome to see. There's actually near the athlete check-in, there's a kids area, and they actually have a rock wall over there with autoblaze on it for kids to try out climbing. So it's super cool to see yesterday. There were a bunch of kids over there, super psyched. So
absolutely, yeah. We might need to get a few of y'all out there to, just sign autographs and whatnot.
Yeah, it's awesome to see how they involve. There's little slack lines all over the place. There was kayaking for the kids, so it's cool to see how they really encourage, participation and get kids involved.
All right, well, back to the boulders. We've got Melina Costanza and Charlie Barron on boulder number 3.
And then Helen's, this is big for Helen. She did not zone boulder 2 or 3, so a top on this is crucial for a spot in finals.
Ooh, going for the low foot.
All right. Oh, wow. She was on the low foot there. It's a little bit better, but a little further. She might be tall enough to pull that off, but looks like Helen understands the movement and what she needs to do to get this top.
I agree.
I'm also excited to see Melina on this boulder. She took some extra rest. She walked away from that second boulder with some time on the clock, so hopefully that pays off for her.
Well, yeah, and to speak to what you said earlier, Melina is a veteran and probably understands the wall angles a little bit more than the average semifinalist or finalist. So she probably came off of that knowing, hey, our next boulder is going to be really steep. I should save my energy and get really physical.
Yeah.
All right, Helen Gillette back on the zone on boulder number 4. Let's see if she changes anything.
Yeah, strategy is a big part of club climbing now.
All right.
Super good from Helen.
Perfect execution from Helen Gillette. Let's see if she sticks that top, and she'll find it.
Nice big smile from Helen. Nice to see after probably a little bit of a frustrating performance on 2 and 3 in her standards, but nice to see her have a big smile and finish her round off.
It's a good reminder. It's never over until it's over. You have 4 boulders and got to try hard until the end.
Yeah, and puts her into 5th place, so
amazing.
Could be possible finals for Helen.
All right. And Melina had a very good attempt right there, going for the zone, wasn't able to get control of it. Just taking another look at it just to see. Maybe she tries something a little different with her feet. Maybe matches that super hold before going up to the zone. We'll see. But we still got Lucas Gerhardt and Charlie Barron on boulders 3 and 4. Charlie taking a little bit of a break, a little bit of water. This boulder definitely demands it.
Being really smart with his attempts on this hard one.
All right, we got Lucas Gerhardt back on boulder number 4, giving it a burn.
Yeah, I'm sure Charlie very much wants this top on this boulder, but he's in a really good position right now, already sitting in 8th place before he's even gotten to the last boulder, and I think the last boulder very much suits Charlie. He's super good on slab, so.
Oh yes, that is very true. I've never seen somebody move so aggressively, but I guess beautifully on slab. Yeah.
Every movement is thoughtful.
Yeah. All right, let's see if Lucas can manage to find a push. All right. Lucas opts to get the toe hook out left in order to stand up. Was struggling with that push.
Nice creative thinking there.
Yeah. I don't think. Okay, there we go. I'm about to say, I don't think he's touched the zone yet, but there we go. All right.
Little trick from the setters there.
A little bit, yeah.
Charlie really fighting into this undercling on men's number 3.
I would very much like to see something happen here from Charlie Barron.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Come on, Charlie. Wow.
Manages to touch that sloper. Looking very hard, though. My goodness.
Melina really fighting for the zone on this climb. It would be big for her score. But these super holds, it's so hard because at that point she's cupping so high, almost a third of her hand is on dual techs.
And it does seem like she really wants to bring that left foot, either a toe or a heel,
that
on that left side.
Hard for every single female on that boulder.
It's just bringing it around in the first place is just really difficult. Yeah. From what I've seen, though, for everybody that ends up getting that heel hook, they manage to get at least a little closer to the zone.
Totally.
All right. Man, look at that crowd. Love to see it. Love to see it. Everybody watching our semifinal. We're not even at the final yet, y'all. This is going to get crazy tonight.
Yeah, it'll be a super exciting final. I think the men and the female are climbing at the same time.
They will. Yes,
yeah.
That's right.
That's the best.
I agree. I think it will be the best. Don't hold me to that yet. I'll confirm with that later.
Good idea. Good idea.
But I don't want to get in trouble here from any of the officials.
Anyways, it's going to be a great show.
But it's going to be a great show regardless, indeed. Shout out real quick. We got Maya Madeir and Nathan Monte on boulder number 4. This is their last climb. But quick shout out to the route setters real quick who've made really impressive rounds in the qualifiers and the semis from what we've seen.
Yeah, route setting is such a hard job. They put so much effort, time into setting these boulders, and also transitioning. They have to put the boulders, take the boulders down, put the new boulders back up, and they're here late into the night. And even tonight, they have to set the whole citizens round for tomorrow, and they'll probably be here till 1, 2 in the morning. So
that's right.
All the props goes to them. We couldn't do these events without them.
Truly, and I think at this event we got Cody Grotsky chiefing, and we got some Canadian leg setters on the crew.
Yeah, we have Caleb from Montreal.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, how's it going?
Ben Wheeler passing by the booth. How you doing, Ben?
Giving us a wave. Ben had a really great round. I think he's probably safe for finals at this point in 3rd place.
Fantastic. All right.
He's a super strong outdoor climber as well.
Yeah, him and his brother have made super impressive headway on super hard climbs outside.
That's incredible. All right. What's the hardest thing he's been climbing outside these days? He's been, I believe I've been seeing some 14s, 13s.
I think some B14s, yeah.
Impressive work.
It's cool to have that brother dynamic.
Yeah.
I have that with my little brother Oscar a little bit too, a little competitiveness,
That's
but
right, yeah.
Also loving and caring. It makes the sport so fun.
Yeah, watching Oscar climb is always a treat too. I think I saw him in California in a final and had a very gnarly fall.
Oh yeah.
On the last boulder there, and I swear he just bounced up, shook himself off, and sent it next go. Really cool. Maya Madeir found the zone.
Nice. Nathan also gonna go for the hopski.
And he finds it. All right, Nathan Monte and Maya Madeir. Nathan Monte finds the top, gives a wave to the crowd, little helicopter down.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Awesome way to finish out his round. I think that's his first top with all zones on the rest, so a nice way for him to finish out his comp here.
I really, really like this woman's last move because
very committing.
Very committing, but you don't want to go too far out, right? Otherwise, you'll just barn door. You kind of have to stay on top of your feet, generate up, straight up, so that you can lock in the left elbow straight and get that press.
Mine's trying to decide kind of.
Yeah, I think she needs to lock that elbow completely straight.
A little bit closer to the wall, I think, and maybe her foot possibly just a little further right on that volume.
Agree.
A little, yeah, she's got plenty of time to figure this out, it seems. I think it seemed like she was struggling to understand whether it was going to be a press or a coordination move. But I think in touching that hold at least, I think she might opt for that press.
Yeah, I think she's learned a lot from that try.
Giving that foot a really good brush. She knows she needs it.
Coming to the end of the competition here.
That's right. We've got Maya Madeir left on the wall, and then after that we'll bring out Melina Costanza and Charlie Barron for their last go on boulder number 4, and then that will conclude our semifinal, y'all.
Yeah, it proved to be a super hard round out here today, but honestly awesome to see. Rather see a super challenging round than one that's not as much.
Yeah, then a flash fest. Yeah, we don't like to see that. There's and as commentators, honestly, we don't like to see that either.
Totally. They just had to separate the field, and tonight will be the real show.
That's right.
Make sure to tune in.
Maya taking a deep breath, trying to settle herself.
Getting a good little reset in. Let's see if she'll figure it out. Come on.
She needs to push through that foot.
Oh,
so close from Maya.
So close, maybe a little higher on that hand, just a little further in on the wall. Would have stuck the move.
I feel like that when you bring your left foot out against the wall, it kind of shoots your hips out of the wall.
Definitely.
I don't know if it'll be better to keep the left foot on the first blue volume and then just go dynamically at once into the press.
All right, well, look at that backdrop, y'all. We are here in Vail, Colorado. The GoPro Mountain Games happening in the background. As part of that, we've got our North American Cup Series Boulder semifinal right here. We are on our final two climbers, Melina Costanza and Charlie Barron on boulder number 4.
Yeah, look like we've got Adrian is sitting in 6th place right now for the girls, and then it's Nathan Sato. So both of them on the unfortunate potential bump out.
On the chopping block here. All right, well, let's see. What are our predictions here for Melina and Charlie on boulder number 4?
I think Charlie's going to sauce this boulder.
Straight sauce.
Oh, yes. All right, that's going into the verbiage right there. He's going to sauce this boulder.
There are so many cool descriptive words.
Well, like we were saying earlier, Ava Walsh, what did she describe it as yesterday? When she got that buzzer beater, she alphaed that boulder. That's
sick.
She alphaed that boulder. I'm like, you know what? That's a good one. I'm going to keep that in my repertoire.
Charlie's just so well practiced at this kind of movement with the stuff that they set at the TC all the time. So
he looks incredibly calm.
And it is the same wall.
Yeah, that's a really good point to make. The wall, going for the split method, the wall at the training center is pretty much identical to this wall.
Well,
so,
it is this wall.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I believe they call it the Titan wall.
Sauced.
All right,
Sauced.
and sauced. Look at, big smile, wave to the crowd. We love to see that.
Unfortunately,
Charlie Barron.
that does bump Nathan Sato out of the finals.
Yeah.
Yes, it does bump Nathan out. That is unfortunate. We love to see Nathan in the final.
And another top, Simo Sen, centering.
And Melina Costanza manages to find the top on boulder number 4.
So
and that
that
concludes
looks like
all of our athletes for the semifinal. So, all right, well, what do we have as far as the...
We've got Charlie in first for the guys, then Matthew Rodriguez. Then we got Xander Waller, Ben Wheeler, Simon Hibbler, and Zach Richardson in the 6th spot, rounding out our men finalists.
Fantastic.
And then for the girls, we got Maddie Morris, Nakia Sanders, Anna Kelly, Chloe Koskoy, Helen Gillette, and then Adrian. I think we're still waiting for Melina's score to load. So I think actually Adrian gets bumped and Melina is in.
Well, y'all, so what were the favorite parts of the competition today? What did you guys like to see, or what did you guys like? What was the most impressive moment for y'all? What was your favorite boulder? All of it.
Honestly, I really like the progression of the round. Like, anything could happen, right? And the first 2 boulders, I really enjoyed to see Zach Richardson and Matthew Rodriguez,
of course,
top the first 2 and see if they could make it all the way with the 3rd boulder, and they're both in. 2 Canadians that were in semis are both in the finals, so that was my favorite part.
Yeah,
trying to bring that Canadian spirit out. You
gotta do
Yeah.
it. You gotta do it.
Yeah,
All right,
Stu.
hometown pride. Indeed.
And wait, Anna Kelly also.
Yeah.
squeaking
That's
in.
right.
3
That's right.
Canadians in finals.
That's right. That dual citizenship. How about you?
I really enjoyed watching men's 1. I think it's cool to see the reaction that they have when they see the clear holds on the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just so slippery. And I think there were so many different methods to that climb and how that dual text was stuck. So that climb I really enjoyed watching. And honestly, the whole round was really cool. It was fun to see the competitors really have to fight out there.
All right. Well, that's fantastic. Well, you know what, guys? This was a very exciting semifinal round. We'd like to thank our USA Climbing partners, the North Face, YETI, Intermountain Health, EP Climbing, TruBlue Audible A, and Petzl. And we'd also like to thank our GoPro Mountain Games partners, Discover Vail, Terex, Celsius, GMC, Nature Valley, Vail, Optimum Nutrition, IsoPure, BF Goodridge, Mountain House, Aventon, Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, Pacifico, Purina Pro Plan, Polaris, Oakley, Gates Carbon Drive, Gumatex, YETI, UFOS, and the U.S. National Forest Service. So we'd also like to thank Megan Lynch and Victor Baldron for joining us today.
Thanks
Your
for having
insight
us.
was incredible.
It was sick.
Loved
awesome
your
round.
takes on the boulders, the athletes, their personalities, all of that. Thank you. I hope to bring you guys back again in the future.
Yeah.
We'd love to.
And everyone tuning in, make sure you come back. Finals at 5 o'clock.
That is right. That is right. So, well, yep, Vail never ceases to put on a fantastic show. So, and it's definitely delivering so far. Enjoy some highlights. Thank you so much for joining us. We are live at 5 p.m. Mountain Time for our Boulder final. Do not miss it. We will see you then.
Ciao.
Maddie Moore, Ava Walsh,
He's really strong.
like we might get our first top on men.
Trying to compensate for many multiple ways, yes.
Wow. Especially in getting free. Can she stick the zone? Finds the heel hook. Can top. And Hugo
Simon all
with a quick top. He really does. Look at him even setting the foot up.
Let's go. Side of the volume.
There. Doesn't mean she got the top yet.
Come up with their right foot. They're just new.
This last move. And Simon Hibbler.
Gotta go.
At the top. Oh, makes it look easy.
Really tiny block.
Four. And Ethan Frodenheim. A little more pressure on that foot. Chloe, you're doing a good Carolitas. Almost overshoots the finish there, but manages to find it. Got to get to the with the foot.
Zone.
Exactly. In there.
Yes.
Looks like she opted to press on the so real. Zach Richardson finds. Sticks.
2 fingers
top.
gripping.
On it's 2.
And Ben Wheeler.
This is awesome work from JoJo. The high
Right with my park.
Yeah, super cool.
Uses to go visit.
Still fighting, it looks like. a little
Anna
bit.
Kelly. And Anna Kelly with the toe hook and then kind of surrounding it. Like, I'm going back and looking at that.
And nice.
There we go.
Into that left hand.
There.
There's also another
Finish here. Wow, what strong work from Nathan Sato.
Very,
and it shows.
very strong.
10 seconds to go.
Nicholas going for it. Oh, and he missed.
Scary having to do that little jump. Wow.
right.
Charlie with the black.
Oh, for sure. I beg to work with this one because it is such a fun time. And Melina Costanza
Getting the top.
manages to find the
Wow.
top. And he'll stick it.
Really nice.
Some very Melina decided to that by the end of it. Genuinely fix that top, and she'll find it. Nathan Monk, all right,
Sauced.
and Sauced. Look.